back to the stream! I'm LB Hackemup, and I'm joined for the next few weeks, as always, with this lovely cast of people for our new Fallout game, Fallout 313! Yay! We're gonna go around and have everybody introduce themselves before we get into the game. Channel stuff. We're gonna be same as normal next week, but the week after will be a little bit different because Lauren and I will be at GaryCon with some of these people here. So look out for our content with that. But I don't want to get too much into it. I want to get started in this wonderful game. Let's get it started. Let's pop off. Our first person who's going to talk about themselves, who they are, who they're playing tonight is going to be Zach. Take it away.
Hi there, I'm Zach Rivaudo, sneakernet all over the internet. Tonight I am playing the greatest socialite that you've ever met, your favorite Mr. Handy, Goldie.
I'm next. Hey there, I am Danny. I'm CG Danny B. I will be playing our super mutant gentle giant, Alexander Finnegan, or my friends like to call me Finn.
Ooh, that's me. Hey everybody, I'm Ian, or your boy Big. I'm playing Devrin, just a guy. It's just everyone's got such great detailed care. I'm just a dude. That's it.
Hey everyone, I'm Sean. You can find me as Help Action Needed all across the internet. I'll also be playing just a guy, but my guy has a dog.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. Doing nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventure stream. Today I am playing as Eve, who is just a guy, but actually a Vault Dweller.
I feel like now if I say that, hi everybody, my name is RJ, you can catch RJ as 282. I'm playing Max today, who's just a guy as well. It feels like a cop-out, so he's pretty fly for a sniper guy.
Boo! I don't know. It felt right.
You are a Arsenal of Democracy initiate, technically. Yeah. Is your actual thing. It's fine. You are just a guy, though, because you're just an initiate. It doesn't really count. I'm LB Hackemup. I'm going to be your overseer, your mistress of mayhem, your warden of whispers for this evening. And I am going to get this thing kicking off if you guys are ready to go. Is everyone ready for this? Good. Ready. I'm not looking, so I hope so.
I feel like we should be sneaking, just like
right? A little sneaky. All right. Here we go. No, just kidding. I didn't hit press play. Now let's go. Come on. You can do it. Load it. Load it, my friend. That's fine. I'll just start without it. It'll start at some point. Okay. War. War never changes. In the early 20th century, resources began to deplete. Petroleum and uranium, tools of war, grew scarce. China invaded Alaska. The U.S. annexed Canada. And as they fought to gain control, the morality of the nation began to shift. Detroit, a grand center for building weapons of war, thrived as the steel industry pumped out power armor, tanks, and vertebrates. They knew that they would be a target, so they prepared. The two great forces hovered their hands over their nuclear options, and in 2077, on October 23rd, in only 2 brief hours, fire and radiation like spears rained down over the world, consuming it and reducing it to ash. But not all was destroyed, for those who had prepared for the end protected this great city of Detroit as well as they could, diverting many of the bombs across the river to Windsor. Though many still perished in the fallout and the bombs that couldn't be stopped, a small number of people survived, and they started to rebuild. Generations have passed, and almost exactly 210 years after the Great War, a new city thrives. What once was Detroit is now called the 313, and within is a city built in the bones of an old car manufacturing plant. This respite away from the waste is known as Motown, a hub of trade, and a home to many residents who seek shelter from the waste. This is not the only haven to those that want to survive. In the Great Steel District lives a group of protectors, the Arsenal of Democracy. These hunters protect the 313 from the windfall, the irradiated remains of Windsor. Armored executioners that hold the eastern flank of the 313. Their goal is to destroy all monsters that would attempt to enter from the windfall. but what happens within the 313 is up to its citizens. Raider factions rule their territories, feral ghouls roam broken buildings, super mutants build camps and kill any that wander close. Blood antlers roam the outskirts, and Wahile hunt in packs, looking for the next meal. Nowhere is truly safe, but you are a survivor, and though the scars of the earth haven't healed, you might just have the skills and the tools to make it through. Our story begins with 6 survivors, spread all across the 313. They go about their daily lives, but they all happen to be around the radio as the DJ makes an announcement. All right, now you have to play this.
Hello out there in Radio Land. This is Mr. Magic, lending his groovy voice through the airwaves right to your system. The 411 and the 313 is brought to you by Steve Squirrels. If you're looking for a fat snack, look no further than Steve Squirrels, located in the beating heart of Motown. Also, brought to you by Squeeze. Nobody knows what it is, but damn, is it funky. They don't even pay for this. Mr. Magic just likes it a whole damn lot. Another body was found north of Motown. Same nasty condition as the others. Gnarly mutilation, stripped down to his drawers and had a fusion core on him. Poor brother, let's pour one out for him. Is it a rogue wanderer or has a band of raiders entered our city and it ain't looking pretty? The Great Dane himself is looking for a group of individuals for an important quest. Mr. Magic don't know the specifics, but from what the member of D-Town told Mr. Magic, sounds like they are offering a fat stack of caps for your trouble. If you're interested, boogie on down to Greektown, but hurry, hurry. It's first come, first serve, baby.
All right. Thank you very much to Nerdy for that wonderful rendition. Mr. Magic. We love him. All right. Our first survivor resides in Motown, the city of good music, good times, and adequate food. The city covers all 4.51 million square feet of the old Corvega assembly plant. The reinforced walls stretch up to a few skylights that remain. Most of the city is in the big open area of the plant, with roads that follow the old assembly lines. The makeshift buildings placed here and there as resources become available. Old armatures still hang down, most of which have been repurposed, holding signs for the shops and restaurants that they sit outside of. A little out of the way, we find ourselves outside of a larger home, right under one of those skylights. The size of this building isn't the oddest part about it. It's all of the greenery that is found covering most of it. Outside, watering these plants, we find Finn. Danny, would you like to describe what Finn looks like for us?
Of course. So the green-thumbed, quite literally, beautiful individual that is Alexander Finnegan, outside watering his flowers, is 7 feet tall, bald, is wearing this tattered old t-shirt underneath, the only thing being a shoulder pad, as he wears these light framed glasses where one lens is completely popped out and the other one's just kind of cracked throughout the middle. He doesn't need these, but they make him look far more intelligent, so he always wears them. And then of course the rest of him is just as tattered in pants that he can have, and it's just a smiley little guy. Well, very much not little, but
no, little, like metaphorically little.
Metaphorically, of course.
As you are watering your plants, you feel the familiar sensation of a round barrel being placed in the center of your back.
Okay. Who is it this time?
You're losing your edge, buddy. I can't believe you survived that long out in the wasteland, you little big evergreen tree.
Sorry, as most people don't want to confront a big guy like myself.
You turn around and see your friend, Tina. She has topaz skin and dark brown hair that's been pulled back into a ponytail. She's wearing her Riveter's armor with her exposed muscular arms. And she kind of holsters her gun, and she kind of gives you a look over. How you been, buddy?
Doing good. I planted the petunias this morning. I hope they come in well. I have a couple dandelions in the back and a few medicinal herbs on the side, but, we gotta get those in for some bottle cap prices. But anyway, you looking shredded this afternoon. Your arms look magnificent.
Thank you. I have been working out, although I have to say, being stuck here in the city, does suck. I do want to go back out on the road.
One day, you just gotta take it day by day. Just enjoy the time you have before you can.
What about you? Are you gonna get stuck here too?
I don't know if anywhere's stuck for someone like me, as I'm comfortable. Motown seems to be not welcoming, but, well, I guess for those that I stand out in, I'm not a threat, so I'm comfy here.
But is comfort really living?
No, but on the regular, I don't get the choice of much living as a super mutant, so.
Okay, I'm just saying. There's a moment where you hear kind of from a distance, like a yelling, like din, 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 as this young child runs up to you, probably like 8 years old. This little girl with like blonde hair. She's got raggedy clothes on, and she has her hands kind of cupped together, and she's like, "I have something for you, Finn."
Oh, hello. Well, what could it be? I'll like cup under her hand, and it's just monstrously larger than hers to catch whatever is there.
Yeah, she drops it into your hand, and you see very small, round things. They're very clearly rocks, but she seems very excited about it. She's like, "I found you some seeds. They were in a pile over there."
Oh my goodness. Do you know what kind of seeds these are?
I don't know, do you?
Of course I do. I'm Finnegan, of course I do. Now this one, see, this will grow a rock rose. Now, not many people know about this one, very rare, but this one, even rarer. Have you ever heard of a daffodil?
No.
Many haven't. This, wait.
And he's like pausing. He was like, "Man, do I keep lying to this kid?" Yeah, let's not crush these up.
The stone daffodil, it takes a long time. You'll probably be, both of us will be long gone before this turns into a flower, but we'll plant it this afternoon to make sure that it gets started soon enough.
Okay. Do you have anything fun coming up?
Well, more flower work, so that's always fun for me.
Okay. Do you need anything? I was gonna go to the market.
Well, I would say soil. I don't know if a child as yourself could carry soil that big, so if you want to take the wheelbarrow, if you could push that, you're more than welcome.
You let me drive the wheelbarrow?
I don't know if you'd say drive, it's more, yes, of course, as long as you don't ruin it. It's the only one I have.
Yay! You see her like pick it up, and it's like probably up to her chest standing, and she picks it up and starts to wheel it, and like it kind of falls over. And she like is overcorrecting herself. It's not easy to drive a wheelbarrow, especially for a child.
Balanced, and keep your feet squared apart. You have to keep it balanced.
Okay, she kind of starts like waddling her way forward with it, and goes off into the distance. Very kind-hearted, Finn.
Well, I try. I don't like to see people frown. I like to see them happy.
You know, we had a couple riveters come in this morning, and some of them went a little further north. They said that they might have found some new greenery up there.
Do tell.
I mean, I don't know the specifics, but I'm just saying, if you want to find something new, you're gonna have to get out of here, dude. I mean, I can water your plants for you if you want. I overheard on the radio that D-Town is asking for people, and you're a big guy, and they'd probably take you to whatever it is. If it's a group, then you don't have to do much fighting. You could just find more stuff for yourself, you know?
Well, you're selling me on the not fighting part. I don't like to hurt people, but you don't think there's much chance they'll just bring some back for trade that I don't have to go, or...
D-Town? They're not gonna bring anything for trade. They keep to themselves.
I was hopeful. I suppose I could use some new inventory. It's getting stale these days. I guess the adventure could start.
I mean, I'm just saying, but while you're gone, if you want, and you see any more riveters on the road, you could see if you can get me out of here.
I could try. Again, I'm not much of a... Well, I like to talk, but people don't like to talk to me. But if a conversation strikes and I have a chance to just squeeze in there a little comment, maybe. We'll see what I can do.
I think you have more to yourself than you think. And people like you. They just have to get past the whole you being so giant thing.
Well, not many people get past that. I mean, you remember we met and you were scared to the dickens. You were crying,
I was
screaming,
not.
and
No,
crying. You
no,
most certainly
no,
were.
not absolutely not. I
Oh,
think
of
we
course.
have different memories of that encounter. I
Of
think
course,
my
of
gun scared
course.
you more than your
Right. The
stature.
gun that you
I just-
dropped and fumbled and had to reload.
I just,
because
you know what? I
started
thought you were one
screaming.
of the other super mutants who was, gonna kill me. So
Oh, right. And then you thought I was one of the good ones.
yeah. So I'm glad we've come to an agreement.
Yeah, yes, of course. Well,
Mhm.
remember as we will. But obviously, there was an adjustment to this relationship, and
Mhm.
hopefully, the world can eventually feel the same. But baby steps, and it's not easy to take baby steps with these big feet.
Yeah, I'm surprised you can find shoes for those.
As you look, they're like not even like full shoes. They're
Mm.
like pieces of wood with like a weird duct tape thing that holds them almost just like big sandals. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, well, custom made.
I mean, if you run across any Supermans out there, maybe you can find some better clothing.
Maybe. I don't like to talk to other ones. They're not as smart as me. It's
No,
a really dull conversation.
but you can fake being dumb and get through their areas pretty quickly. That's a positive for you.
It's so barbaric. I have to act stupid every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you do that, see what those blood packs are actually like and what they actually have in them. I just see them dripping from a distance, and I'm...
They're messy. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll write it down.
right.
Double check blood packs. Okay.
All right, you need anything else before I head off back to my rounds?
No, I'll leave the notes. If you're going to water my flowers, I'm very particular. There's a faucet every morning. Make sure you flip the switch, but don't leave it on for more than 15 minutes because it'll overwater the flowers. Open the curtain over top, but make sure that the sun doesn't. If it's too high in the sky, they'll get dried out, so you have to double the water. It's just easy to... I'll write it all down.
Dope. Cool.
All right,
Absolutely.
perfect. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Before you go,
What?
be sure to take this with you. Have a
Aw.
lovely day.
Thank you.
Of
I'll
course.
put it in my armor, and you see her kind of tuck it in, and it gets like a little squished underneath the layers, but it'll stay.
I would like try and just tough a little bit. Just don't squish it, okay? It's
Just
okay.
be careful of the girls, all right?
Yeah, I apologize. I wasn't touched. I was squishing the flower.
Yeah, I know. You know you're not like that, but if you're gonna be in polite society.
Okay, hands to myself. Sorry.
Uh huh. All right. See you, Evergreen.
So long. Take care.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you do?
Oh man, what do? I guess with the expectation we're gonna go out and try and get involved in this mission, we'll probably go through our typical day, which is sitting here waiting for people to want to buy some flowers, seeds, anything.
Mhm.
And when we're done with that, we'd make our move to D-Town.
Yeah. Honestly, you probably get a lot of business from like the entertainment district, the lounges and the brothels over there. Do you like to make it pretty and smell good? And honestly, there are probably a lot of people who use flowers to mask the scent of human BO.
Good call. Good
Yeah.
call. Nice to have. I'll bring plenty of bouquets this time.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you very
Perfect.
much.
Of course.
All right. Next up. In a different part of the city, we find our next survivor. Jazz music fills the air as Cam walks through the entertainment district. This ever-illuminated area is home to clubs, bars, and other establishments where people can explore their more primal needs. What are you doing here? What do you find yourself doing in this district?
Well, as Kem walks, he's not nearly as tall as Finn is. He's about 5'9", 5'10", has a nice armor plate that looks well maintained and clean enough. A weird patch jacket of like fine jackets that he has found that he has taken sleeves to put together, and just some tight pants and a dog walking perfectly in step with him at all times.
Mhm.
And I think he's just kind of trying to avoid whatever fees would be required to go into a club
Mhm.
by seeing which one's the loudest that he can stand outside and get the same experience.
That's fair. One of the ones that is the most raucous and popping is the what do I call it? The Moonless Knight, run by Ruby Knight, who is standing outside. She is smoking a hand rolled sort of leaf covered cigar. She has let's see, she is a shorter woman with like a deep bronze skin and like frosted braids that are curled at the ends. She is a no-nonsense woman, and most people do not try to get on her bad side because she is pretty strict, especially when it comes to her girls. So as you kind of walk outside, you see her standing there, and she lets out a big puff of smoke and looks you up and down, and she says, "Have I seen you before?"
Probably. I think a lot of people have seen me. The real question is, do you want to see me again?
What's your name?
You can call me Cam.
I've heard of you, Cam. You're a sweet
Sure you
talker with
have.
a slick tongue.
Not the only thing that's slick, but if that's the word going around, I'm not against it.
Girls talk. Perhaps I'll invite you in. Unless it's just talk.
I mean, if you want to invite me in, I'm sure I could keep watch of a few girls that needed her. You know, let them have a voice to someone who cares. And if that voice goes somewhere else, well...
Well, from what I hear, when you go somewhere, you're the only one that comes back.
Was that the word around the street?
Hmm.
Interesting, because I don't think there's anyone there to back that claim up.
Well, the gods in the city are the ones that let people in and out. I have it in with the gods, and they seem to find you leaving with people and coming back on your lonesome.
Just show them a nice little getaway, and it's not my fault if they choose to stay away.
She looks down at Kunin and like, "Oh, and who is this little Dickens?"
Oh, that's just Cohen. The only good thing about this place. And he'd be like a 3 or 4-year-old German Shepherd dog that's just like standing always at a mix of excitement and attention, waiting for like when he's allowed to be a dog versus when he has to be a sentinel.
Yes.
So I think as he's like looked down at, I'm like, yeah, go for it, and like gives whatever sign of affection to Ruby would be done.
Yeah, she like bends down a little bit and gives him a pet, ruffles his ears, and like goes all the way down his tail with it. Well, I think you have a lot in common with some boys who just came through. You part of D-Town
really?
at all?
No, I'm not. But also, my little friend here proves that your guard's a lying to you because he always comes back with me. So.
I see. You're more into the company of your pup than you are with the humans that you run around with.
Some of them just happen to be far more loyal. And isn't that what we all need, a bit of loyalty these days?
That is true. So are you gonna go down with the others to Greektown?
Heard the ad. I figured if nothing else, it's a fun way to stretch the legs, you know. Been a while since I've left town, and who knows, maybe they need someone that can guide them in the best way to get there. But like you said, it'd be pretty hard for them to come back, so maybe I shouldn't curse them with my presence.
Or maybe you just need a little bit of monetary incentive. Let's say if you go on this mission and you find yourself out in the waste, find some down on their luck individuals, ones that wouldn't mind working in my establishment, I'll give you 10 caps per head.
Sounds fair. And what should I do? Hold on to them the entire time, or just send them back and say Ruby's waiting for you?
With your reputation, why don't you just send him my way?
I assure you, I don't know what I mean, but if you would love to say, I'd love to hear what people are saying. It's always fun to hear one being talked about when one is not as known as people think he is.
All right, Cameron. Why don't you come inside and we'll talk?
Gladly. What time do I gotta leave?
My show starts in about 20 minutes, so depends on how quickly you can move.
Gladly, Miss Ruby. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
She takes you inside. Things happen as they do, and 20 minutes later, she takes the stage and begins to do a rousing performance. What are you gonna do now?
I imagine. So the radio ad did say first come, first served, and
Yeah.
now I haven't added a sentence to it. I imagine go to like the bar, get whatever one can at the time. As the show's ending, give her a nice like tip, and then head out the door because no one else is gonna get that job before I do.
Hey, let's go. All right, and you head out. Next up, we have far away on the eastern side of the 313 sits the grand steel plant that houses the Arsenal of Democracy. Its outer casing has been reinforced, and the guards tower over the fences on all sides. Within the open center of the hub towers an 8-ton figure of steel. This non-functional robot is only known as Roborilla from its nameplate. A few soldiers in power armor walk around the main area discussing creatures and battle strategies, but for the most part, this facility is pretty empty. Sitting at a table in the mess, we find Maxwell.
If this was a TV show, the camera would be panning from behind Maxwell. He probably hears a clatter somewhere, turns his head, and pulls a hood up over. And the camera swivels around to show that it is like a hood affixed with a gas mask and some sunglasses, like blinders sort of deal. Figuring it was nothing, turns back to like the laser musket that is laid out in front of him, and he's quietly just tuning it. Maxwell is a Arsenal of Democracy initiate, so he is dressed in their more or less army fatigues, except he also throws on a sort of survival cloak. There is a small jingling under which there are several pins and metal plates. The camera kind of pans over to the insignia that is on his chest of the Arsenal of Democracy, and underneath is like a stripped max power like plate from something he's found. It just reads Max on it.
Okay. What are you doing in your notebook?
Currently he is just writing the specs of the laser musket that he has, and then also going back in, tuning it, writing again, like, okay, sight adjusted for XYZ, 100 yards.
Okay. As you're sitting there, you hear and feel a tray plop down on the table in front of you as Diego joins you. He has like golden oak skin, a black hair that is short on the sides and kind of has been coiffed up into a stylish do, and he looks very excited as he says, Did you hear the news?
There is a slight clatter as Maxwell puts down like the pencil, looks to Diego, gives a friendly double hand wave, and shrugs his shoulders like, what?
Dude, the Pridwin went down.
A very emphatic hand-to-chest recoil backwards.
So, I heard from a source who heard from a source who heard from one of the... Anyways, so the Pridwin went down in the Commonwealth, and Liberty Prime was taken out.
There is a clatter as Maxwell goes to his cloak, kind of rifling through it, pulls out a plate that reads WTF.
Oh, dude, you're such a riot. Look, I hate them as much as everybody else, but the fact that they were taken down by, like, what, the people of the Commonwealth? Like, who are they gonna fight over there? Is incredible.
There is a clatter as a magazine is thrown in front of Diego, and it is, like, probably a period sort of thing. It's like, synths, they're here.
What? No, this is bullshit. That's not real, dude.
Another shrug, whatever you say, dude.
I don't know. Look, I know facts, and what I know is this happened, okay? Like, I'm all about it. I'm here for it, and... Hello, Abaddon. Sorry.
The cat walks past.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the cat of the Arsenal of Democracy. She runs the place. He starts to say something and to go off on another tangent, and you see a person walking up behind him. This is someone who has a patch that indicates them as a tenderfoot, which is of the higher ranking in the Arsenal of Democracy. And he seems like he's got his power armor on, his power armor jumpsuit, and he's kind of holding a helmet, and he looks to you as Diego continues to make an ass of himself.
A swift foot that is under the table hits Diego's shin. Maxwell is upstanding and hand overhead saluting.
He's like, oh, what the fuck? And then he like looks, he's like, oh, sorry. This tenderfoot looks to you and he says, you're wanted in the nest.
Underneath the goggles, eyes go wide.
He will escort you up there. If you will go willing.
Yeah. Shoulder that laser musket and follow.
You make your way up to what was the, like, overseer position in the steel plant. This large room that has been kind of taken over by nice furniture and battle maps. And you see a tall woman with many scars covering her fawn skin. She stands behind the desk. Her sandy blonde hair is hanging like just above her shoulders in kind of a severe bob. This is the Eagle, Eleanor, who runs this faction. Actually, the whole thing, because there's not much else here.
It is another greeting, salute, waits for the eddies, and listens attentively.
She motions for you to sit down, and she kind of like walks around, and she says, you are but an initiate here, and I think that it is time for you to find your way to Bobcat, no?
He'll tilt his head to the side, then think about it for a moment, nod.
You have been a great asset for us so far. I think that Maxwell, is it?
Turns to show the pin on his chest.
I think it is time for you to take your next mission. Do you know anything about this? You've done your studies, yes?
He'll nod his head, thinking back to his notebook. He probably took notes somewhere along the line.
Yeah. You are to go out into the wasteland to find your own way, to kill your own creature, and to bring back any information that you can.
He will nod his head, show that he is ready. He has his rifle, his survival pack at his hip.
Then there is no need to wait. There has been a call out on the radio. We have also found a emissary from the town. Do you know anything about these people?
Holds up two fingers where it's like just a little.
They are very much into their animals. Do not disrespect them, and they will not disrespect you. Go down there, tell them that you are here for a job, and that you are going to recover whatever it is they need. Once you do that, you come back and you give me your report, and I shall make you a bobcat.
He will stand, salute her, and start heading out. He'll find Diego first.
Okay. Yeah, you go back down and he's kind of like finished off his food. He sees your plate of food that's still there, and he's like reaching for your dessert.
There's a
lady
hand
cakes.
that just.
Oh, sorry, dude. How'd it go? Did you get fired? I'm kidding. We can't get fired.
Excited motion, looks around, pulls out probably like a high school team Bobcat logo, throws it at Diego and points to himself.
Hey, yo! They promoted you?
Hand gestures like, gotta go do the thing.
All right, man. Well, play it safe. Don't get yourself killed out there. I've heard it's pretty rough.
It's a cocksure shrug as Max starts heading towards the main gate. Like,
Oh, dude, if you see any blood antlers, please draw them.
yeah. As Maxwell leaves, I think this is like one of his first outings into the waste. He's a little nervous. He feels really excited.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a couple of steps forward and he just starts cranking his laser musket.
Oh, okay. Not firing it. You're...
No, he's getting it ready.
Got it. Heard. Okay, cool. All right. You make your way out into the west towards the 3-1, more into the 313, and then down towards Greek Town, so you avoid most of the bad things that are around. Anything else for you?
Keeping on the lookout for blood antlers, but also keeping his head on a swivel because don't know what's out here.
All right. Back in Motown, in the Central Shop District, we find ourselves outside of Steve's Squirrels. This is probably the nicest hut in the city, with a stovetop grill and a back room that only Steve has ever seen. He stands in front of the hot grill, sweat dripping down his grease-covered ash skin. Through his once black hair, though his once black hair is slicked back, his most prominent feature is his salt and pepper mustache. He flips over 2 sticks of squirrel on the stovetop and passes 2 more off in a basket, smothering them in squeeze, and hands it to the lady waiting for his order. Devrin sits here waiting for his food.
Sitting there, you see Devrin. He has a very worn duster that's slopped over the chair, and everything on him looks battle torn, like he's had it for years. He has a bandolier across his chest and very wild, shaggy, poofy hair that he pulls back with a piece of rope that he finds somewhere. And on the table, he's ritualistically breaking down and reassembling his 10mm pistol, almost as if he was timing himself, just going up and down with it. And then after the 3rd time, he kind of just puts it back in his pocket, and he's nervously putting his hands on the table as if he's a little shaky. And his eye twitches because he's been battling a headache ever since he could remember.
You see Steve like wipe off his brow with the back of his hand, and he pops 3 squirrels into a basket, and he's, "You want some squeeze?"
Yeah, if that's how it's made.
And you see him just like slather a good coating on these like it was barbecue sauce and passes it across to you. "You doing all right, kid? You seem like you having a time."
Just really bad headache. And it's really loud here. It's a lot of music. Is it like this all the time?
Yeah. I mean, at night it gets worse, but for the most part, it's a dull roar.
Dull roar.
You ain't been
Is
in the
there
city
any
long?
place- No. I just blew in not too long ago.
You're looking for a quiet spot.
Please.
Oh, I mean, if you go in the residential area, I'm sure you'll find something nice and quiet, but you gotta have a spot there. You looking to buy a house?
No. I don't really mean to stay long. I heard there was something going in D-Town, and I'd rather be moving.
Yeah, well, the wasteland is a quiet place until it's not, you know what I'm saying?
That noise I can handle. This is something entirely different.
You know what? I got some jet if you want some.
Some what?
Jet? It's like medicine, kinda.
No, that's fine. I've learned to live with this. It's been with me ever since I can remember.
You seem like a troubled soul, if I might say so.
Is there anything else that you need from me in this interaction?
No, not really, but I have been known to give some words of wisdom if you'd like.
Sure. Does it come with the squeeze?
Metaphorically speaking.
And he leans back and he folds his hands, and you can kind of see his left hand does this twitchy thing, and he's keeping his elbow tucked in to prevent it from doing so. And he's like, by all means, words of wisdom are helpful.
An itchy body comes from an itchy mind. An itchy mind needs to be calmed, and we are social beings. Perhaps it's because you've been alone for so long that you can't find your peace.
Devin was really expecting him to give some bullshit Hallmark words of wisdom, but that actually resonated with him, and he loosens up a little bit and his hand stops shaking or twitching a bit, and he's like, I'm sorry. It's just social interaction isn't my forte, but I appreciate the advice.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going down to D-Town, find people you can relate to, or people that you can just trust, and sometimes the silence between friends is better than silence on your own.
The Devin just sits there in silence, looking at him like...
You see him, like, take a skinned squirrel and, like, stick a stick in it as he, like, nods, and he puts it on the thing and starts to grill it.
Devin puts his hands back on the table, his left hand still a bit twitchy. The people are very weird here.
People are weird everywhere, my friend.
Oh, you're still here. I'm sorry. You know
there
what?
is the table, there's me. There's not much room for me to go, okay?
That was more so of an inner monologue that I said outwardly, and that's my fault.
I can pretend I'm not listening, but...
No. This one's on me. I'm gonna take my squirrel and my squeeze and that advice to go.
All right, friendo. Safe travels.
As Devin walks away from the stand, is there someone around that looks hungry? Or at least...
Oh yeah. There's not a lack of poor people here. You see kind of like this family of a mother and two children. They're around a box of lady cakes, and they are kind of splitting them between. This is a little bit of a treat for them, but if this is the only food they eat today, probably not great.
He walks up to them, and it's very awkward, and it's very imposing. Like Devin is like he's like 6'1" and very dusty, and just goes, "Hello."
You see the mom. She kind of puts her kids behind her.
I'm not gonna eat this. Would your children like to have this?
Are you sure?
He softens a little bit. He goes, yes, yeah, you guys would enjoy it more than I would.
Thank you. Do you want anything in return?
And then playing back the conversation about like being social beings, he goes, yeah, I do. And he raises his hand super quick, his left hand super quick, and he's like, I'll take a high five from the little ones.
Oh, and like the kids kind of peek out, And then one of them, way too fast, is like, yes! And like, high fives you.
Like that, for some reason, that calmed Devrin's headache for a split second, and a huge smile goes across his face, and he bends down to the both of them and he goes, you know, you both really should clean better. There's something right behind both of your ears. And he pulls out a cap each for the both of them.
Aww. They're like, yeah! And they grab, and one of the kids goes, yeah, you're dirty too! And then like kind of turns and like grabs a squirrel and starts to eat.
Yeah. He looks back at the mom and like, you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.
Really walks off, still very like awkward and very imposing. It's a lot of shoulder movement, like one of these.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I dig it. Alright, is there anything else that Devin would like to do before heading down to D-Town?
Yeah. It's super small. Is there a job board around?
Sure. Yeah.
I'd like to go to the job board to see if there is something outside of this major mission that he can also do either on the way or when he gets there.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a sign that says clipboards for caps. They will give you 1 cap for every 5 clipboards that you bring to them. Clipboards are not very useful, but this person wants them for some reason. There is a job board that is looking for a hired hand for a farm that is out in the west of town. And then there is a let me think. There is a job for Stimpaks. Looking for Stimpak supplies. If you have any questions, there's someone you can talk to in town, and they will give you more information.
Devrin's left hand kind of like shoots up, still like twitchy, and he kind of like runs his wrists a little bit, but he grabs the one for the Stimpak and he puts it in his pocket, and he stands there and he's like, I need to figure this out. And then he walks away, and I assume in between the hullabaloo, he gets information from that person.
Yeah, they'll let you know that there is said to be a bunch of medical supplies at Harper Hospital, and he will pay you for the things that you bring back. It's not a hugely fair price for what, you'd be getting and the danger you'd be in, but he's got to make a profit somehow, so...
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It just goes on to wherever they need to meet to head on out.
All right. You head down to D-Town, the Greek town. All right. Near the northern entrance to Motown, just outside of the city, a few guards stand watch, as others tend to those seeking entry. One, a man in a large rimmed hat has a clipboard, and he moves the this is why I thought of clipboards. Has a large hat and a clipboard. He moves the caravan in the front of the line into the city as he waves the next group up. The next group has Evie in it. Why don't you describe to us, Evie? Ivy. Sorry.
It's Eve. It's sorry.
Eve.
I apologize to everyone. Eve has brown curly hair in that classic 1950s Italian cut. She's got cherry red lipstick and a pair of bottle cap earrings. She's wearing your standard yellow and blue vault suit, though it's not immediately evident because she's also got an oversized bomber jacket on covering the number on the back, and an enormous rucksack. And she's walking with a posture that's a little too good for carrying a bag that big. And I'd say if we could describe her with one word, it would be perky.
Yeah, so the man that you approach is Tony. You have seen him many a time before as you have come in and out of this city. He has terracotta-colored skin and a 8 o'clock shadow with dark beige hair growing out of his cheeks. When it hits the light, it almost looks copper, and he gives you a big smile. There's my girl. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Tony?
Hey, how was your mission? Did everything go well?
Oh, it went super great. Only a few people got shot. And, I found all of these flowers. I don't know what they are. And I found some berries that I think might be edible. It only made me a little sick when I ate it the first time, but I think I could get myself to really stomach it if I just kept on going at it.
Okay, yeah, no, well, it's always good to see your peppy face out here. Are you staying long?
Probably. I don't know for sure. Is there anything else I can do?
Well, some guys from D-Town came in and they said that there is a mission that they want to send people on. I set a paywall for it.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't like to stick around for too long.
I know,
You just wind up sitting around and thinking, and you start thinking things, and I don't like to sit around and think too much.
Yeah, that's my burden too. I don't like thinking at all. That's why I stand here. I got the clipboard. I write things down. That's all I have to do. Make sure there's no weapons, big proportions that are coming in, and no murderers,
I just got the usual. She, opens up her jacket and shows the switchblade and 10 millimeter she's got on her belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You came from a vault, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's... Why didn't you stay there?
I don't like to talk about it.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it. That's fine. I don't want to, dull your shine, if you know what I'm saying. Well,
you could never do that, Tony.
You're the best, Eve. But if you want, I mean, I'm sure you can head down there if it's, there's enough daylight left if you go fast enough.
Oh, for sure. Could you just show me right here? And she, pops open her Pip-Boy and, opens up the map.
Fucking love this thing. You see him, zoom in, and he's, puts a marker. I'll put a marker on your map for you.
Oh, thanks! Yeah, that's so sweet.
As you guys are conversing, you guys hear a little bit of commotion as a caravan has sort of run into the back of the one that you were bringing in. It's a wagon that has 2 Brahmin that are pulling it in and a cart on the back. There doesn't seem to be anybody in the front of the cart. The Brahmin just kind of kept going and ran into the cart in front of it. He says, "Oh, whoa, hey, yo!" And he kind of moves to the back of your cart and looks at it. It's like, "Hey, Eve, you know anything about this? Is this part of yours?"
I don't think so. She starts counting people and double checking.
You see him pull out his pipe pistol, and he kind of moves to the back of it, and he says, "All right, if anybody's in there, come on out. We're not having any bullshit here, no. All right, I'm coming in." And you see him push the back curtain of this open, and he goes, "Oh shit." And he's like, "Hey, Richard, come here." And one of the other guards comes over, and they're kind of perturbed by what is happening in the back of this caravan.
Eve definitely follows, she's a part of it, oh wow, let's go and figure this whole thing out. I imagine that he calls Richard over and Eve is the first one to walk up.
Yeah, and it's like, "Hey, Rich, this and as you look in, you see that there is a body in this cart that has been dismembered to a certain level. They are naked down to their skivvies, and you see lying next to them in the cart that has kind of been jostled a fusion core that has been placed on the side.
Oh, geez. Yep. We got a cold one here. Yep.
This is fucked up. You think this has to do with the other things that we've been hearing about?
Hey, didn't they say on the radio that there was another one like this?
Yeah,
Has this been going on for a while?
There's been a couple. There's only reports out in the waste. We've never seen something here, but what's that? And he kind of looks up, and you see written on the inside of this caravan, it says, "The Dead Walk."
Oh.
You think they're talking about ghouls? We already know that. I mean, they're not dead, but, I mean, what else could he mean, right? That's dead people don't come back. Dead people don't come back, right?
No, I don't think so. I hope not. Why is there, a fusion core here? Aren't these expensive?
Yeah, no, they've been found at all the scenes. I don't think there's ever been words before, at least I haven't heard about it. They're always, like, you know, kind of carved up, and then they've got the fusion core on them. No clothes. I mean, at least they leave them modest. Not that leaving a body dismembered is any sort of modesty, but... Anyways, we gotta report this. You, have any... I gotta go.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Do you need anything else from me? Or, like, do I need to, like, tell somebody about this? Or...
No,
You're gonna take care of that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Just to be safe out there. I'd hate to see something happen to you.
Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me, Tony. Nothing ever has happened to me before, so I don't think it will.
Alright, just, you know, there's a murderer out on the loose, so just... Yeah, eyes open.
Gotcha. She'll walk off.
You make your way south towards Greektown. And our final introduction. The Riviera is a large stone building with columns and a grand staircase that leads up to its doors. Many have been closed off, and only one of the 3 wings remain from all of the bombing, but the walls are stuffed with paintings and sculptures organized by region and date as best as possible. Most have some sort of damage from the Great War, as well as the passing of time. A Mr. Handy robot hovers in the hallway, classic silver, as his 3 eye stalks look over a painting as Goldie explains what it is.
I liked how RJ described it. So I imagine as you're zooming in terms of TV stuff, you're zooming in, you just hear a voice echoing through the hallways. It's a bit indecipherable as you close in on this Mr. Handy before it finally pivots onto another Mr. Handy right next to this Mr. Handy, explaining everything that the first one is looking at. Goldie is a Mr. Handy thus named for the gold plating that his previous owner gave him. He has a top hat and a tie to really add to the host presentation that his owner wanted him to have. And he is just happily explaining to this other robot that may have no want, need, or care about this art exactly what he's looking at. You know, I'm pleased as hell to tell you that we have the largest collection of sculptures and paintings by Detroit local artists James Lee, Tony Rocco, and Charles McGee. In fact, Tony Rocco's art is some of the few that has not been touched by any radiation. We'll find that down this hall over here as he starts to float that way.
You see it following you and says, "Very good, sir."
And he just continues to babble about the art, showing off, you know, right over here we've got a section of a mural from Dustin Hunt. This mural was pulled off of a mostly destroyed wall. It was destroyed by a bombing in a turf war that happened about 150 years prior, but we managed to salvage this piece right here and have placed it here in the exhibit for the local presentation. Right behind it, you will see another bit of Charles McGee's work, and he's just going through this hallway as if he has an entire crew with him. And every now and then, as he points out something particularly fascinating, a small little speaker box attached to his side will just buzz out oohs and ahs like an audience participation cue.
I love that. And the Mr. Handy who's following you has heard this countless times, as you have led many of the Mr. Handys that run this area through, and he just is very excited, as he would be every time. And as you finish, he says, "Well done, sir. I can't wait for the next one."
Well, folks, thank you so much for experiencing this tour here at the Riviera. We would love to have you back. If you have any suggestions or comments, please do be sure to leave them on the comment cards up in the front. We'll see you next time as he swings his pincer hand back and forth in the wave that he was taught. Yes, applause from the speaker box. And he just hovers there. and waits.
The Mr. Handy like turns and floats away as another Mr. Handy comes back, and he says, "You're needed in the curation room, sir."
Well, thank you so much for that prompt help. I'll be right over there in a jiffy. And it just hovers off.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, this Mr. Handy's voice box is not the British butler sounding voice. His owner, Mr. Armstrong, in the pre-war days thought that the Brits sounded just far too snobby and decided to swap that voice box out on his own. He's also responsible for the gold plating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you make your way into the courtroom. This is in the Eastern Wing. It's in the center of the Eastern Wing, and it has sort of stone facing that goes all the way up. It almost looks like a French cafe inside of this grand building. It extends up 2 stories above, and the tables have been brought in. They're covered in pieces of art that are in various stages of restoration. A woman leans over one of the portrait. Her glasses sit on the edge of her nose, and her short coiled hair falls softly around her cheeks. She has summoned you to her. This is the curator, who I totally named and didn't put it down, which is great. This is Lorraine.
I imagine that while Lorraine is in the middle of looking over this, Goldie just silently floats up right next to her while she's immersed.
Mm-hmm. You see, I mean, you're...
Beat of silence.
Yeah, I was going to say, relative silence. You have a thruster going. But she kind of looks up to you and replaces the glasses on her nose, and she says, "Wonderful that you're here. I have something for you. Not something physical, something I need you to do if you're available."
Absolutely. Helping out folks is my 100% specialty. What would you like? Would you like me to organize a party for the upcoming guests? We have some fantastic pieces that you've been curating that we can put on display.
Yes, not quite yet. There is an event that is happening. Let me choose my words more carefully. There is a quest that needs to be done. Our friends to the south in Greektown require assistance on a mission of finding something. They will give you more information if I may. We need our relations with D-Town. Their ability to keep Jungletown from spreading is our main priority. If anyone from the Children of Adam was to come north, if anything from the Windfall, we would be in a lot of trouble, as you are very social, not very much help in a fight, as much as we would need from them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Though I am the most ill-equipped for this mission, I am by far the most social person that you have on stock, and you need to keep relations tip-top with D-Town.
That is the reason why I'm sending you. So I need you to go down to D-Town to speak with the Great Dane, tell him you are there for the mission, and explain to him how much we appreciate what they do.
You've got it, boss. I'll make sure that D-Town knows just how much the Riviera is pleased as Dickens to have them as our neighbors to the south.
Also, as you are going on this, if you find any more art for us, please take it with you or make notes so we can go find it later.
You've got it, boss.
All right. Do you need anything before you go traveling?
Absolutely not. I do not require food, drink, or rest.
All right. Good. Please leave. You see her kind of put her glasses back down and start restoring.
Goldie just pivots and hovers off to his little corner where he gets charged, and just picks up the couple of things that he has, which would be about three different ties. One of them is a bow tie, a garbled hollow disc from his owner, Mr. Armstrong, pre-war, and that's about it. Just puts them all into a tiny little bag that he hangs off of one of the arms, and just promptly internal computer recalibrates, navigates to Greektown, pivot through the door, waving to the Mr. Handy's on his way out of, "I'll see you next time. I can't wait to tell you about the great works by Tony Rocco."
Yeah, they all wave back. "Very well, sir. Safe travels, sir." As you go. I do have a question because it's always bothered me. Do you think that Mr. Handy's have like vendor stations where they keep all their stuff? Because they can hold a lot. I think they have a little chamber within them.
They might, but Mr. Armstrong taught Goldie that accessorizing is something to be preferred and admired. So he has a small little sling bag. It's the smallest of sling bags. It probably was a purse, and the strap got stretched out, but it works.
Wonderful. All right. Now that everyone has been introduced, besides Goldie, because Goldie is right next to Greektown, who do you think would be the first to arrive outside of Greektown?
I've got something real funny.
Go ahead.
Max makes record time to Greektown. For anyone who is arriving into Greektown, they have this AOD initiate that is standing in the middle of the street holding a cardboard sign that says "Job Wanted."
Okay. Goldie, you approach this young... How old is Max?
Like 25.
Youngish man.
Goldie there's this thruster sound that gets louder and louder behind Maxwell until he turns around. Face to eye circuit with Goldie as he goes, "Hi there, I'm Goldie, the socialite Mr. Handy."
Taken aback, a couple of steps, shows Goldie the Max underneath and points to it.
"Max, I'm pleased as punch to make your acquaintance. I see a sign that you have for job openings. I've been given a subtask by my associates back at the Rivera. I am unable to carry many pieces of art with the limited appendages that I have on board. If you would be so kind as to assist me in returning them back to the Rivera, should I find any, I'd be just tickled pink. And you'd probably be able to be paid by it."
There's a big thumbs up.
"Fantastic. Well, don't head out of town too far, and I will find you as soon as I can find some art."
Starts nodding his head, keeps watching Goldie, just if they're moving away, move away, and he's just standing there, waiting to be told that art is found.
Drifts off.
Okay, who's coming next? I mean, I think anyone from Motown would make it around the same time. You might even pass each other on the way. Is there any interaction that we want to have on the road as we're going down?
Yeah, I think as Devrin's like making their way or his way to D-Town, I think he's looking at his surroundings, kind of like taking everything in, like he's zoning, and he's getting like all of these comprehensive looks of like the entire environment. And I think he runs into Finn, like physically runs into Finn, and then like falls on his back. Instinctually, when he falls on his back, like he pulls out his pistol and he's like, "The hell? What was that?"
"Oh, hey, well, sorry, not to discriminate on your side." He'll like reach down and kind of pinch like the back of his collar and just kind of like hike him back up.
Hey,
"I apologize to be in your way. Sorry. Are you all right? Still, if I had the permission to touch you, I apologize. I'm bad at that. I preemptively didn't want you to be hurt."
"It's fine." He's like legitimately dusting himself off. "Sorry," and he has not fully looked at Finn yet. "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to."
"Hello."
Wow. He's looking. He's like, "Did I stumble into a different part of town? Like, what's it?"
I get this all the time. Yes, I'm a super mutant. I'm big. I'm scared, but I'm far less barbaric than the average. I won't hurt you, so please don't be afraid of me.
No, I was just gonna comment on how tall you are. You're the tallest person I've seen thus far.
Well,
It's really impressive.
helps to reach all the top shelves.
I bet. What are you doing here? You live here?
Well, I'm from Motown. I was on the way to partake in some activities. I heard there was some new flora to be discovered, and I was just get out of the home for a while. Yourself?
Are you going to D-Town?
Yes, D-Town. That's the. Are you also going to D-Town?
I am. and you're going to look for flowers.
Well, unless the flowers is more of the seeds that would then inherently give me the flowers. But of course, I do like flowers. Oh, speaking of which, here, for becoming a new acquaintance today, I get you this flower.
Thank you.
Sniff it.
Do I eat it? Oh,
No, you don't. You don't. Well, I suppose you could eat it. I wouldn't. It's more of a decorative piece.
Devrin's looking at Finn, like not breaking eye contact, and just takes the flower and he goes,
You're squishing the petals, but just you don't have to put it in your
smell it.
Right. You don't have to
You
shove
said
it in your
smell it.
nose. There's
You're
a
supposed to
range.
smell things with your nose. I'm putting
Correct.
it in my nose.
Do you sniff everything by putting it in your nose?
How do you smell things?
Just close.
That's what I did.
You're inserting it into your nose. Don't pull back. Yeah, maybe a little like in front of your mouth, in front of your lips.
I don't smell with my mouth.
Right, but okay.
Is this a mutant thing?
Very much not. No. I think many people sniff. Hold on,
He hands it back to you and he goes, "That was interesting,
enlightening." Do you wish to walk to our destination together, or if you want to go alone, I understand. I was just companionship is something to aspire for.
Oh, yes. That gentleman who sells the squirrels and copious amounts of squeeze, he said social interaction is vital. I've been out in the wastes for a very long time.
Been there. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a very private person. I tend not to, well, most people don't want to. We won't unpack my life. But yes, I too tend not to interact with many.
Devrin's right eye's starting to twitch again. And he's like, "That's very interesting. Did you say that?
Are you okay? You're not to
What?
pry. You're
What?
you look disturbed. Your eye is twitching.
What? Oh, sorry. It's this headache. It bothers me often. Sorry.
Oh. I might have a medicinal herb for that, but
No, it's fine. Someone already earlier. It's fine. I just
Okay.
kind of deal with it.
Excellent. You sit there awkwardly, just like
I would
Yeah, because
love...
he's going back to the thing where he says, "Be comfortable in the silence."
I would love Cameron to show up at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna let them finish their scene, and then I was gonna say you see Devrin, probably to your other side, just a ball go flying past you, followed by a dog running at like Mach speed to catch it. As Cam walks up and goes, "Oh Finn, are you planning to go on a quest as well? I see you found a new friend. Good for you. Friends are good."
yes. This
Devin is completely disregard the both of you and is all about this dog. And it's like, "Oh my God, you are the cutest thing that I've ever seen in my life. What's your name? What's your name? Do you have a master?
That's my
I can
dog.
be your master."
Coon. You could not. He's mine.
This
Well
is-
trained. Bites.
This is your
But
dog.
he's friendly. He is my dog. What's your name?
I'm s-
Nice to meet you. I'm Cam.
I'm so very sorry that is your master. We could probably figure something else out if you want.
I think there's just like
Okay.
that like owner dog relationship when you insult Cam, Coon gets like dog angry and then calms down for a second.
You just hear like a...
He stands back up and he looks at Cam. I'm Devrin. I twitch again.
It's nice to meet you, Devrin. I'm sure we're gonna be great friends if you're friends with Finn already.
great friends. We just met. We had a whole conversation about social anxieties and not talking to enough people. And I gave him a flower, and
I put it in my nose.
he did put it in his nose.
Intentionally or
I'm
told
still
me to
not
do
sure.
that.
I did not say put it. I said to smell it.
You said smell it. That's how you smell it. Cam, how do you smell things? With your nose, right?
Yeah, Cameron,
You
show
can
him how
put
to
it
smell
here.
the flower.
and then you sniff from an appropriate distance so that you
That's
don't
what I
put things
did.
in your face. Yeah, okay.
This
See,
is
what
what
you're
I did.
doing is wrong. Are you good, my
I
friend?
was told.
Do you need to see a doctor? There is a hospital not far from here if you need to stop there on your way somewhere.
Why is everybody trying to give me medicine?
Oh. You really don't know. That's gonna be fun. Finn, how's the shop going?
Wonderful. I was hoping to stay and enjoy my flowers, but Tina was like, "Go find the new stuff," and I said, "Please, I want to stay. Maybe they'll bring me some." She's like, "They'll never do that." And well, apologies. My whole computer just exploded. I don't know what happened, but we're back. But yeah, so we'll go out for a while. It can't be a long journey. So we'll hopefully be back to my petunias and dandelions and everything as soon as possible.
I didn't realize the new season had started.
Oh, always a new season when you can plant inside.
Yeah, that's true.
Most you know about indoor planting, but you don't know about medicine.
I like you. I like your dog, but I don't know if I like you yet.
That's okay. People aren't really my thing either. If we both don't like people, though, I imagine we'll be the best of friends.
What are you doing that with your eye? Is that what I was doing? And looks at Finn.
No,
Is that what I was
no.
doing?
You
No.
weren't. You were more twitching. Like, you seemed to have a spasm of sorts, which is not a problem. I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of it. He was winking.
And Finn looks at Cam and goes, "Yeah, we're gonna have a great time."
Well, you're getting there. Try a little less effort and a little more just, stop. I'd say better, but I'm not a fan of lying unless I know people deserve it.
Like you a little bit more. I don't like being lied to. It starts walking away from them, like going back to where he needs to go. Just very determined.
I thought we were going together.
Yeah, I assumed you found him on the way. Should
We
we
did.
keep pace, or should we walk a good 5 to 10 feet behind and pretend like it's not awkward for all of us?
I'm good with 5 to 10 feet for now.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Okay, here we go.
You guys continue to make your way towards Greek Town. Maxwell, you see a very chipper young lady walking down the road, gun in hand, and a very obvious blue vault suit. You probably have never seen, I mean, not obvious, she's wearing stuff over it, but you probably have honestly never seen anyone from a vault, but you've heard tale.
Maxwell is currently spinning the sign in his hands, waiting for Goldie to come back with more painting so he can help lug it.
Just like the people in the corner.
Yeah, just like sign spinning.
Yeah. So Max is like spinning this sign. He sees this girl coming down the road, and like she's just making a beeline for the town, and then she like looks off the road, gets distracted for a second. You see her like veer off of the road into the bushes, and she just sort of like rustles around in the bushes, like comes up with a plant, sticks it in her mouth, like very obviously does not like what she just tasted, and then
Could I
puts it
make
down.
a survival roll to see if that plant is deadly?
Absolutely. This is going to be a, you know what? Let's start off easy. This is going to be a 0. Your target number is 0, so you don't have to roll, but if you'd like to, you could get action points from it.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. God. 1 success.
All right, so as part of this game, as I have told my players, but for those of you who have not played the Fallout TTRPG, you get AP points, or action points, which AP points is redundant. Action points, which will allow you to get extra dice in your rolls and do many other things. You have a pool as a group for 6. I have made a token on the sheet. You guys also have something that you can keep track on your own character sheets for this. It's right at the top, but it will be a pool for everybody. I am going to add one, but I would like if somebody... Oh, I said 1. Why is it not saving 1, Danae?
Which one? Where's the
The
token?
cap.
Is it on the upper left? Hello.
Yes.
You want it to have 1 AP point.
Yes, please.
If you click on the red circle
I'm doing that.
and you hit 1 and enter,
Oh, and
it should
okay.
go.
Okay. All right.
You can also do math in that circle. So like you can hit +1 and it'll add, or subtract 1 and it'll subtract.
Fascinating. All right. So you guys have banked 1 action point for the group. And as you look at this plant that Eve has picked up, it is not deadly, but if ingested, definitely gonna give you the runs. It's not gonna be a good time.
Do I have enough time to quickly walk over there and slap the plant out of?
I mean, she tasted
Eve's
it.
hand?
She was like, no, and then you just smack it out of
Well,
her
she's
hand.
going back for seconds.
Yeah,
like
that's
maybe
what I'm
instead of the
saying.
second time.
Oh God. The first taste wasn't enough. I need to really know.
We got
Gotta
Yeah,
double
yeah,
check.
yeah.
It's like me and Switch cartridges.
Felt.
Terrible.
Maybe it's different this time.
Max runs up, slaps it out of her hand.
There is a clear, like, he has exerted himself to get over here as quickly as possible as his shoulders kind of rise up and down with heavy breath. There is a jingling as he opens his cloak a little bit, rustles, points to a, like, skull and crossbones toxic sign.
Oh, hey, are you trying to kill me?
What? Is the singular thought in his head.
Oh, it seems like you're not.
Points to the flower again, points to the poison symbol, X's in front of him like, do not.
Oh, that makes more sense. Well, okay, some of these, like, they're not very good on the first try, but if you cook them, sometimes they're okay.
DM, with this knowledge, would it be okay? Shakes head, pointing again, he's tapping on the sign, poison.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
These are your badges, right, that you've collected?
They are either badges he's collected to, kind of speak with everyone, or like things he's stripped off of things that are like key words in his job descriptor.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, say, could you confirm something for me? And she, like, pulls out her Pip-Boy, points at the map. This is Greektown, right?
You have never seen a Pip-Boy before.
Eyes wide technology. For the sake of hilarity, could there be a welcome to Greektown sign behind Maxwell?
Slightly in the distance, but yes.
I feel like if you choose to play a character that doesn't speak, you can have any sign you want in your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, no. That's technology.
Mm-hmm.
The question goes over his head.
Mm-hmm.
Greektown? Is this where we're at?
Thumb to the sign. You can see that he is clearly focused on the Pip-Boy, like the fingers are coming up like the grabbies.
Do you have any games on that?
You have Red Rocket Defense?
Okay, buddy, I've seen this before. So you're not allowed to have it. It's kind of stuck on my arm and it can't go anywhere else. So, this one's mine, and I gotta put a very strict, like maybe like 1 to 2 foot radius of just, personal bubble, if that's okay.
Realizing this is not the social norm, there is a step back and a head nod like, yes, you are right.
Oh,
There's a
you're
brief
so-
moment of larger personal space as Goldie just shoves his way in between, putting something into Max's hand and goes, "Pardon me there, Vault Dweller, here you go, buddy," and just spins off again, and Maxwell is holding a smashed framed picture. It's just the poster of the cat which says "hang in there." It's not really art, but it's the closest thing he's found so far. And he's just off again.
Max nods his head. He holds up a finger to have Eve wait for him. He'll walk back to the spot where he was standing, put it down, like, smooth out the creases a bit, and then walk back to Eve.
Eve takes this opportunity to take some more of that plant and hide it in her rucksack.
This will be useful later. I'll find out for myself. emphatic, like, why? At the plants, like, points to the plants, points to her. Why?
Oh, when you're living out on the wasteland, you gotta find out what you can and can't eat. So I've made it a rule that anytime I come across a plant I've never seen before, it goes right in the old gob.
You can tell underneath the goggles there is blinking happening as he's trying to process what you're saying. You are saying words. They are words that are not conducive to survival, and that confuses him.
Oh, come on, don't look at me like that. I've been doing that between here and Grand Rapids the whole way, and nothing's ever killed me. Come close a couple times.
Can one of, like, my junk items be, like, a really big beat-up book on botany?
I'm gonna say no because we have a botanist in the group.
Oh, we do. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Nice.
Who? No, I'm just kidding.
Speaking of,
Could be anyone.
yeah, right. I think you guys, if you are aware of your surroundings, start to see Devrin making his way towards Greektown, and there is two people who are walking 10 feet behind him. He's strutting.
Pats
Moves everything.
Eve on the shoulder twice, alerts her to turn around, and gestures at the group coming down the street.
Oh, are these your friends?
No.
She doesn't see this, so she approaches Devrin with a hand out. Oh, hey there, buddy.
Stops. Yes.
How's it going?
Fine.
Okay, this is not going the way I thought it would. So I'm just gonna my name is Eve. It's good to meet ya. And she puts out a hand for Shake.
Shakes your hand, still looking at you.
You'll notice that she has a tattoo on her inner wrist.
Flips hand over. What's that?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about that.
Eve, I don't really like people lying to me.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you not to worry about it.
You're setting a boundary, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those social things, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will respect your request to not ask about the tattoo on your arm.
I like this guy. He understands.
I don't think I did that right.
She turns around. I realized I never asked your name. And she's like looking at Max.
He'll pat the pin on his chest that reads Max.
Oh, well, thank goodness all your friends are here.
He'll hold up like a big X in front of him, shake his head to indicate, no, these are not my friends. You have made a great job.
She's already turned away, so she doesn't see.
Is Eve still holding her gun in her hand?
Oh, no, she's
Or
put
there-
that away
no,
by this
okay.
point.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll leave you to about your game or whatever.
Oh, survival in the wasteland isn't a game. You gotta take it really seriously.
Well, I
could-
thought because of the hand gestures of your friend there, you guys were playing the game.
Huh?
What?
Who's this? She's gonna go down the line and introduce herself to everybody.
I hate this interaction between you two. It's great. Finn will approach next, like, "Hello, friends. Hi, I'm Finn. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hey there, buddy.
Oh, you're chipper. I like you.
You're tall.
I am. I get that a lot. I can reach everything. Well, not everything. There's things quite literally outside of our bounds, but in most cases that the average person would need, I could grab it off the top. Hi.
That would be really useful, actually. There's so many things that I spot out in the wasteland that I can't reach without getting shot.
Yeah, well, I get shot at a lot, so I can understand it's happened sometimes.
Devrin's
appreciate you
watching
for
this
that.
happen, and his eye is just doing. He's like,
Feeling, Devrin again.
"What?
No,
Am I
you're doing
it again?
You are doing the eye thing again. Is it?
Sorry.
If you're gonna do it, just slow it down, and then it'll look so much.
Oh
better.
shit!
Can Max
Thought we
sidle
left
up
you back
next to Cameron? Look to Finn, look to Cameron, pulls his cloak to the side, points at the skull and crossbones, points to Finn quizzically.
Oh, you think poison?
He's obviously here to kill us.
No!
Look at him.
Oh, I thought that
he's,
too.
He's going in a defensive stance. Like
That
brandishes
does
his
seem like
gun.
a pretty threatening way to walk up to someone, point, "You're gonna die," and not really follow up their friend.
Do you know this
Are,
person?
are they
Should
with
we
you?
save their lives?
Man? Yeah,
There's a whirring
guys,
sound.
guys.
There's a whirring sound as Goldie just bumps his way through everybody. Excuse me there, guys, gals, and pals. And he just dumps a handful of like beaten up postcards into Max's hand, spinning off again, but like scratching the dog's head on the way by. Hiya, Poochie, and just gone again.
Max,
Devrin pulls out a combat knife with his gun. He goes, "We're surrounded. They're everywhere."
can
It's
Max
fine.
just lower Devrin's gun slightly, holds up a finger like, wait 1 second, walks over to the pile of posters, lays them out neatly, comes back, and then like raises Devrin's gun back up with a thumbs up like, alright, keep going.
Sorry. Where was I? We're surrounded. They're everywhere.
Hey,
No,
Devrin, you can
I think
put it
I
away.
think you're good there, friend.
What?
These two are strange, but I don't think they mean us any harm. I think
Yeah, I
they're
thought he
more
was
of
gonna
a,
kill me too at first, but it turns
lost
out he's
little,
not that kind of guy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, why do you do that? And he's tapping on your goggles. Why do you do that? You should just say that you're not here to hurt us.
Max goes into his bag and pulls out a notebook. There's a flipping, to the first page, turns it. It just reads, "Hello, my name is Max. I have severe social anxiety."
Devrin
Another one,
turns to
okay.
Finn and goes, "I can't read."
I
I'm
got you.
kidding. I can read. That
Oh.
was, and then looks at Cam and and then looks at Cam and goes, "That was a joke, right? I did a joke."
Yeah, you did great. A
Good.
little, the delivery needs a bit more setup, but
I'll
if
work
you
on
got
it.
the social anxiety and Finn's got the social, there you go. That's a good one.
That was
I think the three of you will
aggressive.
get along swimmingly. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a whole lot more talking than I was ready for, but hey, someone's gotta.
Oh my gosh, is that a dog? I've never seen one with fur before.
That's
What?
a wildly
Sorry.
unsettling statement, but yeah, this is my dog.
Is it
There's
Frankie?
another whirring sound. I'm just gonna squeeze right past you here as Goldie drops the most like terribly carved wooden dolls into Max's hands and just starts to go off again.
It is a reckless
Uh.
cycle of Maxwell leaving the group temporarily to go put down more art and then coming back.
This
He's
is
a-
about how I expected this would go.
Devrin sees that and goes, "Look for clipboards. We need clipboards."
Are there any?
hearing him called, Goldie just swivels 180 in the air and spins back and goes, "Sorry there, chap. I couldn't hear you over the sound of all the noise y'all were making. How can I help you today?"
Looks at Finn. "Are you all this happy?"
No, Mr. Handy's tend to be designed to be enthusiastic and bring excitement to people around. So, if you have a request for our, excuse me, sir, I didn't catch your name.
Not a problem there, fella. You can call me Goldie. And the pincer arm just goes out like rather fast into a handshake position.
Okay, don't hurt. Okay, it's just like with his big like just thumb and pointer fingers, kind of like grab and like shake a little bit. Well, Goldie, if you have a request for Goldie, you could ask.
Well, I do have a bit of a mission, submission of finding a bunch of art here, which Max has been so kind as to help me with, but I am supposed to go mend some relations here with Greektown as soon as I stop getting distracted by all the fancy art that folks have in their stalls.
Well, if
What
you
is
need
this?
some
Hold on, let me
help
just
with a bit
write
of
that down
talking,
real
I'm sure we
quick.
could be all good.
What is that? I assume we haven't all seen a
Mr. Handy or Pip
Mr.
Boy.
Handy.
Mr. Handies are fairly prevalent, especially in Motown. There's a few around. The art is not like anyone who knows what art is. This is not that. But it's not uncommon for a Mr. Handy to have a task and to be focused completely on that task. Yeah.
He's not particularly good at it. He doesn't really know what good art is, except for what he's programmed to talk about. So, given an open-ended task such as finding art, little touch and go there.
Devin
hey!
takes the hang in there poster and he goes like, "This is art."
Absolutely, there, champ.
Mr. Shiny, you're looking for art?
Hi, you can call me Goldie. The pincer, I'm just flat out.
Good to meet ya. She just kind of like puts the pincer down. So like, would you like someone to like bring you art? Because I can do that. I'm really good at finding things.
You know, I would just be absolutely pleased as punch if you wouldn't mind helping out with that. It's only so much that I can carry on my own. Max here has been kind enough to help me with it, but if you happen to have an eye for the arts, you're certainly a friend of mine in this instance.
Oh,
Max
stop.
waves.
She's gonna write it down in her Pip Boy along with the rest of her to-do list, which has about a billion side quests.
Well, folks, this has been absolutely fantastic. I do have a primary objective of mending relationships with Greektown and the Riviera as soon as I stop finding all this fancy art along the way. So, pleasure to meet you and hope I'll see you around. It just spins again and starts heading back into Greektown.
As you spin, you see that the dog companion has kind of placed his ears back and he's like moved back towards Cam. As another dog is starting to walk up towards your group, as well as an individual with a rifle in their arm. It is sort of slung down. They're not aiming at you guys, but he does kind of look to your group, and he says, "Are you guys looking for the job, or are you here to make trouble?"
Can Max
I
just
speak only for myself, but I would love a
Hopefully
job.
both.
cardboard sign looking for work?
Eve is
I've been explicitly
briefly-
instructed to help out.
Eve is briefly distracted by the other dog, like, 2 in 1 day.
Yes, the job, please.
Is there another dog? Is there? Gucci, Gucci, goo.
Oh, you do not get a chance to pet this dog. He starts growling at you as soon as, like, baring his teeth as soon as you get close.
Oh, that's the
understand.
normal reaction I'm used to.
Yeah.
Not
Dog
everyone can
setting
train
a
him as well
boundary.
as I can.
That's not the problem here. If you're here for the job, follow me. And he starts to lead you guys into Greektown, and that is where we're going to take our break for the evening. So don't go to a place unless it is to grab a drink, grab a food, grab a friend, or do a little stretchy stretch. Let's get our arms today. Get your arms stretched. Get your shoulders stretched out. We'll be back in a little bit. See you in a bit. Bye. And welcome back. I'm good at transitions.
Direct to the point.
Thank you. Our survivors are heading into Greektown. You see a sign that has been quite elegantly painted as they take great pride in this area. As you enter in, there's a lot of brownstones, buildings that are made out of brick and mortar. It's a very old city, even for the time period. And as you kind of walk through, you can see that there are a lot of buildings that have been destroyed, but there are also a lot of buildings as you get further in that have been rebuilt and taken care of. And another thing that you notice as you're going, there are a lot of like bowls that have kind of been left out, and there are a lot of dogs roaming around this area. Most of them will not approach you, but there are some friendly ones that will kind of come up. Kuin is gonna get some attention as they are getting sniffed and run around. Yes.
What do I need to do, either in game or outside of the game, as a favor, to have one of these dogs.
Well, it is a perk to have a dog. So you will
I'm a
have
perky
to
person.
level up.
Let's do this. Damn it.
Level up.
Damn it. There's always a catch.
Uh-huh.
He's good. Deborah's going to keep trying. Come
All
here.
right. That's
Come here.
Yes. You see all of these dogs are mutts in one, not mutts as Fallout mutts, but they are mixed breeds because there's no special breeding in the Fallout world except for German Shepherds. They have very strong genes and are always just German Shepherds. But there are big dogs and small dogs. A lot of the small dogs will either avert and move away from you guys or like be very barky at you. But you do see for every probably 3 dogs there is one human, and they are dressed in like what you would probably relate to like raider gear. Though anybody who knows anything about D-Town, they are not raiders in that they will go out and steal from people or attack caravans. They are more so stationary. They stay in their area. They observe the areas around them. They usually end up being very cut off from everybody else.
Localized?
Yeah. So they are kind of pinched between a couple of big areas that you just don't want to go into. The jungle, which is southwest of them, is an area that even with their dogs they would not kind of go into. That is a very dangerous area with all of the creatures that are there. Windfall is just south of them, and that is an irradiated area that it would be dangerous for their dogs to be in, and they aren't about that. Cobalt Hall's okay. They kind of can travel east, a little bit north, but they mostly just stick to their area. This gentleman who is leading you guys kind of keeps you to the street. If you start to wander a little bit, Goldie, he will kind of put his hand on his gun. He won't like aim it at you unless you do not follow his orders, but he wants you to stay going where he's taking you and not to wander off, because this is a very private group. So he's going to lead you into one of these buildings. It's got makeshift scaffolding around the outside, and it has robotic turrets. Inside, you walk in, and there's kind of like a foyer area, and there are actually a lot of dogs in here as well. Most of them just kind of roam and do as they like, and any humans that interact with them is very respectful. If they're eating something, they will give them a little bit, and it's almost like a 50-50 split. If they will give up to 50% of their food to any of the dogs that ask for it before finishing it themselves. As he leads you into this foyer, he will say, "All right, there's a lot of you. There's more of us. If you brandish a weapon, we're gonna take you down. Do you understand?"
Max nods his head behind a bunch of posters that he's currently holding.
Do you want to leave those outside?
These people are... I think these people are far more likely to draw a weapon on each other out of concern for walking up and not saying hi than they are to draw a weapon on anyone here. We should be decently fine to go ahead.
All right. You will show respect to the Great Dane as he deserves it, and his second in command. You will speak when spoken to. If you have any questions, I guess, just don't fuck up. And he kind of like puts his thumb up to have you guys walk through. As you guys make your way into this larger area, this seemed to be like a town hall back in the day. It's a large space. It's lined with chairs and beds that lay on the ground. As you walk in, there are people and dogs roaming around, and most of the people kind of perk up, as well as the dogs that are maneuvering around them. You see at the end, you see a woman kind of walking through. She's got long hair curled, with a gray dog with black spots. She's kind of brushing it out. And most of these people seem to be taking care of these dogs in one way or another, filing their nails or, checking their teeth. But as you walk in, they're at attention. At the back of the room is a grand throne. There is a tall, muscular man with armor on his body. He's got sort of a flat top style haircut with a large, wiry coated dog next to him. This dog is probably one of the bigger dogs that you've seen. For the rest of you, he kind of looks like an Irish wolfhound, just like sort of that size. And he will stand and motion for you to enter the room. You do so.
Marching on up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He kind of eyes this group, kind of looking from one person to another, and very quizzical because this group of people seems very odd to him. And he says, "Did you all come here together?"
No, we can get
No.
the sense that we arrived into the building together, but we don't really know each other. I think those two are friends, points to Eve and Max. But the rest of us just kind of like meta.
Is this yours?
My dog? Yeah, Kuin's his name. Sweet little thing.
Respect and honor to you, Kuin. You see him kind of touch his chest, as everyone else does. And he says, "The quest I have in mind is one of great danger. We've sent many scouts and dogs out. None have returned. And we've hired a few groups to go as well, and they have not come back either. The quest is very important to us as, to be honest, there's something wrong with some of our dogs. We take great care in keeping them safe. We do not know where they came from, not specifically. We have a location, and we know that they had a great reservoir of information. Our assignment would be for you to go to this place and get the information from the terminals for us. Whatever you find there, whatever riches, scrap, is yours. But we require the information from the terminal. We will pay, for those who return, a sum of 100 caps each."
Well, I can't entirely speak for my companions, although I feel like some of them are very used to that. But those sound like adequate terms. If anyone has anything they'd like to add, please do. I don't want to sign your lives away for a simple job.
Yeah, I came exclusively. I'll take the caps. I came exclusively looking for seeds, other greenery. I was told there'd be on the outskirts. So is that also part of the reward, or
You can keep anything that you find. I do not have any seeds, though I might have a creature that could find them for you.
Oh, I would love assistance in finding more resources.
That could be amended into the deal. If you return, we will provide you with seed.
Perfect. I'm ready then.
I have a question. What's on the information you need?
We are told that there is information on the structure of the dogs, the way that they work, and perhaps some ways to heal them. We are at a loss as to what to do with them, and this is the only thing that we can think of.
Max goes into his notebook. There is a clicking of a ballpoint pen and some writing. He will turn it back to the speaker. Would it be okay for me to take this information back to AOD? ?
What information do you speak of? Your mission or our location?
Hands up a finger, 1 second, writing some more.
Kind of looks
back.
to the rest of you like, what does it say?
It reads, information on the dogs. It might be helpful for us in the future.
I think that will have to be determined when you return with the information. if it is crucial or could harm our dogs in any way, we will not allow it.
Thumbs up.
Well, I don't know anything about any caps, but as a representative of Rivera, I just want to say that I'm absolutely thrilled to be here to help our neighbors to the south, and just floats forward and pins her hand rapidly out again in handshake, as he's programmed to do.
Yeah, you see the dog next to him kind of stands up as you approach, very much on edge, as a lot of the other dogs kind of feel this and stand up as well. He kind of puts a hand down, like a motion without looking at the dog, and he sits back down. He puts a hand out and says, Riviera, yes?
That's right. My name is Goldie. I'm a representative of the great folks at Rivera.
And you're looking for more than caps.
I wasn't told anything about any caps getting here. I was told that I was told as my primary function to help our neighbors to the south of Greektown, and also to procure any art that I might find on the way.
Okay.
We'll take his caps.
He can divvy up his caps as he sees fit.
You're gonna give us your caps.
Okie dokie. So we have a deal. Looks kind of to all of you.
Roger Dodger.
Still maintaining a thumbs up.
It's an aggressive thumbs up.
All right. Well then. I see you have a Pip-Boy.
Yeah, do you want to put the location in here?
Yes. I have it on this, and he holds up a holotape. And he gives it to you.
Oh, I know what to do with this.
Mm-hmm. You place it in the, in your Pip-Boy, and you hear something come out.
Man, I am so sick of taking orders. Go scav here, watch that road, pick up the pace. I mean, what are we even doing here? This is just a goddamn pile of broken rocks.
Concrete, Val. You ever seen flat rocks like this outside of a foundation? Look, foundation means it was a building, and that means it has stuff. Stuff we've been asked to find. Now stop your complaining and get to sifting.
I'm just saying, we were meant for more, Earl. We are men of intelligence, and in so, we deserve better. Hey, wait.
Is that what I think it is?
Triple C, hot damn. This is incredible. You know what could be in there? Gold? Riches? Money?
For people, best be thinking ahead.
Oh, right. Show me mean business. Hey, Earl, what's ASPA? It says it right here.
Don't know. But I definitely hear something behind that door. Be ready.
Oh, shit, it's a mongrel.
Wait. Use your eyes. That thing ain't mutated. Look, there's more. Hey, they're really friendly. Look at all of them. Valentine, I think our fortunes just took a mighty turn.
Huh. I didn't know there was a vault up this direction.
A vault? What do you mean?
Well, it just sounds like a vault to me. Not vault tech, but I suppose there might have been other ones built.
Well, if you find yourself up there and you find anything in the vault, he kind of does like a hand motion, like there's not a lot of those around here, so take whatever you like. Just bring back what we ask for.
Sure thing.
Is there any opportunity for transportation that we can borrow?
Well, we don't really have any working Corvegas. What do you mean?
Whatever you got, or whatever you are willing to spare.
We
Something
don't.
faster than foot.
We don't travel outside of our land. We don't need any transportation.
Okay, I thought I'd ask.
Gosh, I wish there was something like that. I wouldn't have had to walk all the way here from Grand Rapids.
He kind of looks at you. He doesn't know what that is.
Oh, have you ever been? It's actually really cool. You know, Grand Rapids was the first state to put fluoride in its water?
I don't know what any of that means.
That's a true fact about Grand Rapids.
Okay. Well, unless there's something else.
I think we're good to go for you here.
Why are we so awkward?
I just remembered why I'm not allowed to talk when, you know, to important people.
Cam's internal monologue, like, I'm gonna get killed.
You're gonna get killed.
They're all gonna say some shit and I'm gonna die.
Just like, he's like, hey, you want to do this? We're like, yeah. What else do you need? I don't know.
I got it. Eve, like, finds a place to sit down really quick, and she goes, well, time to go.
He says, if you... He kind of, like, stops, and then he goes, if you need information of the North, you should go visit Rob at the Dream Estates retirement home. He's a bit crazy, but once you sift through his madness, you can figure out some things about the North.
Maxwell, kindly for your tip there.
Maxwell is going to approach the guard who said, would you like to leave the art here and just dump all the art in his hands into the guard's hands and give them a thumbs up?
And he's like, is that my poster? And he kind of like takes the cat poster. He's like, looks at you like very intently, and you see that the dog next to him starts to growl. Get the fuck out.
Okay.
He did it.
Devin just turns around and leaves. Got it.
So you guys are escorted out of Greek Town, and the members of D-Town leave you at the border. You have the waste before you. You can see on the map, they can see on the map, that the reticle is up in the far, like, northeast side. Basically, where you guys can go is you can travel up through the fairgrounds, the Corvega showroom, the Nuka Go factory, or the graveyard. Those are sort of the main areas that you can travel through to get to this spot. What you know about the graveyard, it's Woodward Avenue, which is a large strip of road. And all that is on there is cars that have been broken down and, like, left after the war happened. So it is a graveyard of cars. The other thing that you know about it is no one who has gone in there has come out. That is, like, there's a lot of places where it's like, oh, you can't go there, that place sucks. Or like, oh, you'll probably get killed. This is a dead zone of information. Nobody who has gone in has come out. Finn, you would know this very well because of the Riveters. They know not to go there, and they discourage people from going there in general. The fairgrounds is a super mutant camp. There are a lot of super mutants that live there, and it is an old, what used to be, this is Detroit lore, back in the, like, 40s and 50s, there was an actual fairground there with, like, Ferris wheels and you know, different rides and carnival games and sort of stuff. The super mutants have taken up camp there, and they have fortified it, and will travel around the area to, like, keep it safe and scout and that sort of thing. The Corvega showroom, not a lot is known about it, but it does seem to be sealed, very enclosed. It is probably hermetically sealed from how clean everything is inside. If you are looking for a non-touched area, that is another one. And then the Nuka Go factory, there's a lot of word of ghouls in that area and in the factory itself, because it's right next to the Windfall and the area that once was the wonderful lake over there. There's a lot of radiation that goes in there, and basically just a lot of ghouls in that area. But there are probably also a lot of other creatures there if you're looking to find creatures. So those are the 4 main spots. Do you guys want to have a discussion as you exit, kind of before things start to get dark? It's probably like almost evening time, so you'll want to get indoors, or you can travel at night if you'd like to, but the wasteland is dangerous at night.
This Goldie hovers outside, just goes, boy, oh boy, here I was thinking I'd have to take on a mission all by myself, and look at this, now we got a half dozen of us all together. Fancy that, folks.
Fancy that indeed. Anyone got a connection in a spot that might keep us from ending up in a graveyard ourselves, or?
Well, I don't know if we had a direction desired. I would suggest not going to the graveyard. I've not heard pleasant things about any, really, but definitely not that one.
And leaves our options to one, because I don't know if we want to go to the Nuka-Go factory either.
Well, as far as tonight goes, we could just, I don't know, pitch a tent out here somewhere. Never hurts to sleep under the stars, so long as you keep a knife under your pillow.
We were instructed to head towards the Dream Estates retirement home to meet up with the denizen there for information. That is a bit of a ways there, though. All along the way is Harper Hospital, which might have some spaces that we can find refuge.
Actually, a really good idea.
Not a bad thought at all, no.
Yeah. Cool. So we're going to the hospital.
To the hospital. You guys did pass this building on the way down. It's off the ways of the road a little bit. It's kind of a big, it was a big hospital sort of area, big campus. There's one large building that's probably was like 20 stories high, is now like 13-ish after they got top cut off. But there's a lot of rubble around. Outside of it, you don't see very much movement or action. As a hospital, this was probably, it's a hot spot for raiders and that sort of thing, but right now you don't really notice anything outside. How would you guys like to approach this?
Can I disappear and scout?
I mean, you can't disappear, you're corporeal.
Can I vanish from group and scout?
Yes, you would. Let's see what we can do. Another roll. Let's go, my friend.
I think I have a sneak ability, you know?
We surely do. How sneaky are you trying to be?
As covertly as possible to not draw any attention to us.
Okay. All right, we will say this is a 1 that you're aiming for, but if you get more, you can get AP and sneak a little better, I think.
Woohoo, here we go. Give me that AP.
Hell yeah. All right, if somebody...
Oh, it's like 1 as well. Does that do anything?
Yes, so that is a great success. You can use that for many things in this game. If you would like to like gain advantage sort of thing, but you can also use it because you are trained in this, you got 2 successes and you got a critical success. Because you are trained in it, you get an extra AP with a success. So you guys have banked 2 more AP. Who wants to be in charge of AP?
I could do it if I already have it up here. She had 3 then?
Yep, so we should have yes, 3 AP. So if you want this, if you want to do a narrative thing with this, or if you want to learn something about the area that you're going into.
It's essentially like, are there bad guys in here?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You sneak ahead as the rest of the group is kind of like chatting and trying to get a feel for like what everyone's role in this group is. You have a rifle, yes?
It is a laser musket.
Laser musket. So you are sneaking up and using your sights to kind of see ahead a little bit. You can see that this main area of the hospital, the entranceway, is pretty barren. It is getting dark, so it is dark in there, but you can see light inside, so there is something that requires light. Feral ghouls, which is something that is very common in like non areas that don't have people in them, don't need light because they're feral. So it's probably something living. As you kind of get a better look, you can hear talk inside. There are voices of people. They seem to be off in the back, which if you look at because you succeeded so well, you can see a map of this of this hospital, and you can see that they are back in what would be the cafeteria area of this. And it seems from the voices that you are hearing, there's probably like 4 or 5, not like a large group, but enough. And they're kind of keeping to themselves. They haven't been alerted to anything yet.
Maxwell just takes a knife, takes the hospital map off the wall, and will get back to the group.
Perfect.
Show back up. Goldie's in the middle of explaining to everybody how his internal boiler can purify water in case anybody has a need for coffee or tea in the morning.
Probably should.
Eve looks like she might cry.
Maxwell comes back with the hospital map. There are 5 X's drawn in where the cafeteria area is, and he'll tap the sign once again.
There's 5 things for us to steal from there, is that it?
He will make finger guns and pretend to fire it.
5 things that want to kill us, and there, got it.
5 potential enemies inside of the hospital.
Well, do we know they're enemies, or they could just be people?
Well, that's what the word potential means there, sport. We don't know what they are just yet.
Emphatic shrug.
This group would have no issue talking to them and making new friends. It'd be fun to see you all try that.
I'm programmed specifically for social interactions and making friends and hosting.
Why?
Deverin's eye begins to twitch violently again, and like his head starts to hurt even more with this entire conversation. He's like, "Can we please just go?"
Maybe we'll find you something for that eye in there. I'm quite skilled in medicine, you know.
It's a good thing we're going to a hospital, and I'll just start floating along.
What?
Boy, I hope there's good pickings.
Was there any place for me to set up shop as in a sniper nest?
If you go like around back, you could probably find like it seems like there is there's a lot of glass around it, so it's like more like a greenhouse than in the back in this area, but not inside. You can, with your successes, maneuver around this and avoid the raiders and kind of travel up. As opposed to dealing or raiders, what could they be? I'm really good at that.
The not vampires.
Yeah, they're not vampires.
Maxwell will tug on Cameron's sleeve, point to that building, and will hold up his laser musket and nod his head.
You're gonna do a nice little bit of recon, I take it?
Nods head.
Help.
He'll slip Cameron a note, and it'll read, "If you want to talk, make sure it's out in the open so I can shoot."
Okay, yeah. That's a wild note to be handed. But I
Devin sees it and
understand.
he goes, "He means if we were with someone else to make it an open target so that they can shoot them."
Oh, I'm quite aware what he means.
Welcome to the wasteland, baby.
I don't understand why it's wild, and it sounds very tactical and smart. Nice job.
Oh, Cameron, is this the first time you've had to walk up to a group of people without knowing whether or not they want to kill you yet?
Oh, not at all. It's just the first time that I've had someone start with the idea of how to execute them. I'm much better at infiltrating groups than executing them.
You don't have backup
But I
plans.
mean, if there's always a first time to start.
Sounds like you're not going to need it.
If anyone looks to where Maxwell is, there is a Maxwell-shaped outline that is blinking.
We're gonna die.
All right, how are you guys approaching this?
Like this.
Hey, Raider! Go for it, Dever. Go. You do that. You go and do that.
Right. Hey, girly.
Could we get one of the Core Vega cars running, have a bunch of Sunset Sarsaparilla bottles, and just clank them together as we drive by the hospital?
We have to get up to Corvega first.
Yeah.
That started off like a real plan that I was about. I was like, yeah, let's get a car running. Like, let's go.
And then it turned into a reference.
Turn to the Warriors.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Ian. No cars. There are like everything that is
gathered. That's
it is
why I was
like
so
rusted
excited.
and to the ground. Like
Okay,
No,
let's find the car.
The Core Vega stuff is hermetically sealed, so everything there is
You-
mint.
you could, if you have to go there though.
Could be fun.
Could be.
So paint the picture for me, LB. So
Okay.
the very large building that's knocked down to 13 floors. There obviously like it's forward-facing entrance door. Is there a barrier surrounding it of any kind, force or fence, anything like that?
No, it seems like the front has been left as it was after the bombs. It's probably degraded a little bit as well, but all of the action seems to be in the back of this building. So if you, like, by the map, if you go through the entryway and kind of go all the way down the hallway, take a left, there is a large area that is the cafeteria, which would be a great spot to hold up because there's one entrance and then you have a full view of the back of this from the cafeteria. So they're holed up there because it's the most ideal spot to protect. But you can travel into the hospital and go up without running against them. Yeah.
That was exactly my question. I was say, what are the odds of us going into the hospital and never actually even coming near these people?
As long as you're quiet.
Or here's the thing: you said most of the actions in the back, as in like if they needed to come and go, they would go from behind of the building.
Probably.
Are we talking traditional like city structured hospital?
I mean, what do you mean? Like,
So most hospitals in the type of area that this is in, right? There are two major fire entrance and exit structures that scale along the side of the building that have postmarks at every end. Above where there is technically an eatery or a kitchen area, there has to be regulated like fire safety things. Now I get it, they're probably rusted, it is what it is. But there should be a fire escape ladder next to the cafeteria's kitchen where the dock is to where they get product in. What we could do is just go on one of those ladders and then just slip through the top because it'll put us right in the bottom of their walk-in area.
I'm sold. I know none of that.
Great.
That sounds great. So if you want to go to them, that is a great way to do it. If you want to avoid them, you can take the main staircase that is sort of in the front of the building and go up, see what's up there. Or if you want to take on the Raiders, pop off.
Okay, that was going to be my other question too. So that's where they're held up. So that's a point B escape plan or entrance for us.
Yeah. Also, they're not expecting anyone. They'll probably keep someone on watch, but it is getting to nighttime. So if you guys want to wait and see if you can, like, catch them unawares, you can do that as well. Or you can, pass by, go to Riviera. Like, you can do whatever you want.
Up to you guys. I've expended all of my brain points today.
Well, if you all aren't feeling particularly safe here, we can always go back to Rivera. I can guarantee for its safety, as I just came from there.
Oh gosh, you're from
This
Riviera?
hospital's big enough for all of us.
Absolutely, there, Vault Dweller. I am one of the hosts and tour guides of the Riviera.
About how far away is that?
Be a couple hours of traveling at night. I mean, evening, night.
We have a better chance of just pitching a tent here and waiting.
Well, whatever floats your boat. And I'm just gonna start looking around the area for anything to gather up to
He's doing the
make a fire.
the Wally. I'm just gonna take this and
Yep.
Blocks.
take that.
So above table, what's the plan here, friends? Like us going into the hospital does what?
a roof over our heads.
Yeah, shelter for the night. So
Yeah, not having to travel during night and potentially good scavving.
Yeah, you're also
Okay.
looking for stim packs.
yeah.
And they
Yeah.
would be here because, stim packs are the, like, health equivalent. So you take a stim pack to heal yourself.
It's like a potion.
Also,
Drugs.
there's probably a lot of drugs
Know
here.
that, y'all.
I'm just
Stop.
sorry.
That would be an
how
offended.
about we do that, right? Like we go in, we go to the second level, and we hold up there. Because if it's
And that way,
you know,
if they hear us, then they have to come up to us.
Yeah,
which
Yeah,
and then we'll have the high
advantage there.
ground.
not a good thing.
Yeah.
And then it's a hospital, so if we did need to scavenge for anything, it is going to be 2 and up. So
Mhm.
there you go. We have a plan.
We have heist music.
Jazzy.
Yay.
I like it. Bet.
All right.
Run it. We're trying to sneak up there then? Or I'm thinking, because we're talking like fire escape option. And
That
I don't
was
know if
in
my
the
big ass
back.
is that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you guys are being quiet in the front, you can move up to the second, third, fourth level as you see fit. If you make too much noise, it's not like it's a completely sealed off building. There are still spaces that are like open to elements. And if you are too loud, if you fire a gun, they're gonna hear you. If you're yelling, they're gonna hear you. That sort of thing. They've got
What
it.
about
They've
our
got
friends,
it.
Thrusters.
Yeah, you'll get a little exclamation point above their heads. They're like, "Who's there?"
What about
must have been the
our,
wind.
our friends thrusters? I assume that's probably like a sound that people just know.
Yeah.
It's not particularly loud,
Mm.
but
It's a low
it is
hum.
like it's a droning sound.
Should be good. Let's do this.
It also means I don't have to like do any footsteps on stairs or anything.
That's true. All right. You guys are going to make your way up into the hospital to the second level. From the map. Oh, Maxwell. Where did you go?
He was gonna take up a sniper position overlooking the cafeteria.
Mhm.
He was not informed of any plans, so he's just gonna be watching these people like a creeper with some binoculars.
Okay.
Can Maxwell
I
see where we
can.
are from his position?
No, if he's in the back, he's pointed at the back of the building. You guys are at the front.
Can I write on the letter Max handed me, like the plan of gonna go to the second floor, if no one's firing in 20 minutes, come on up, give it to Kuin and have him run following the scent?
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You have a very good bond with your poo-poo, and you can send him off. You, Maxwell, you start to hear the sound of panting, and quickened quickened paw steps as this cute doggo comes up, and sort of like tucked in his collar is a note, and he like is away from Dad, so he's gonna like come up to you and like smell your ear and lick your face.
In a very rare moment, you hear, is Cam your dog, he, she?
He.
He. You hear, just for the audience, Max go, "Good boy," and will put a bit of jerky in their mouth and
So
take the
Max
note.
can talk. See,
He's socially awkward.
Like you.
I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I point and have everyone else assume. That way I can just deny.
Max
that
just
was
thinks
more
before
so
they
for
speak.
Ian. Like that was, I'm like, oh, okay, so Max can speak. Okay, cool.
All right.
Sorry, I was about to go Dexter Morgan for a hot second. I've been watching a lot of Dexter recently.
Nice. Do you write a note back?
There is a doodle of a thumbs up.
All right. Kuin comes back as you guys are making your way up the stairs, and delivers this note to you, Cameron. You had a peek at the map before Max ran away with it. And you know that there is an open area. You kind of walk into this hallway that has kind of offices off the side of it, and then in the offices there's like patient space and other things in the back. But you do see that there is a room that's more for storage. If you guys would like to start looting.
I would
First thing
love
I'm gonna
to do
do-
that.
I would love to do some looting.
Okay.
This is what I live for.
All right.
Find the junk.
Is there something that you guys are specifically looking for?
Yes.
Some medical supplies would be great.
Okay.
But Eve is not picky. She will take whatever she can find.
Okay.
Devrin's also not picky, but he is hyper focused on seeing if there's any stim packs because of that job board posting.
Okay. All right. So we are going to. Hello, Abaddon.
I'm gonna tear up the doodle of the thumbs up, hand it to Goldie, and say, "Well, this is art. So if you see more of this, this is art."
Just gonna bring
Take it, look it over, just go. I'll have to keep this in mind. Just shoves it right into the little pack, and Goldie will float off to just start like lifting art, lifting all like the art off of the walls.
Yeah.
Goldie also has animal friends, so he's going to repeatedly attempt to pet Cameron's dog. It's like the one perk I have is animal friend. So yep.
Just
Does-
like anatomical drawings on the walls.
Yeah. There's the chart that's like from 1 to 10. What's your pain level? And it's like smiley faces.
Or is it just like
I was thinking of like that very corporate like art that they put in the hospital rooms. Like this is a calming painting, so
Oh,
it
yeah.
goes in your patient room.
Informative pamphlets about IBS.
One portrait of the guy who owns the hospital along with his wife, just like
Mm-hmm.
That is in fact historical art. So yes.
yeah.
All right. Let me pull up the loot tables. We.
Pulls a pamphlet. Living with hepatitis. Is that a thing?
All right. So you guys are going to go into this room, and we are going to. I was thinking that you have to roll for looting, but I don't think you do once
So
you
you've
get
got
there.
dysentery.
So you've got dysentery.
I believe
hemorrhoids
there
in
is-
you.
I believe there is one. A roll to loot. But I
Roll
don't know
t-
if they call it looting.
Would it be like survival or?
Scavenge.
I don't have that on my sheet.
I don't either. Survival makes sense though.
Yeah.
No, survival's a part of it. I remember reading this at some
Scavenging
point.
loot
It's in here
tables.
somewhere.
Of
Is it
course,
a
it's
perk?
important.
It's definitely explosives. We roll explosives.
Yeah.
for this, right? Okay.
I mean, it just shows me a loot table. So I will have 2 of you roll for survival. My headphones butted in on that one and told me they need to be charged. So yes, 2 people can roll for survival endurance. We're gonna say the
Scavenging scenes. Searching requires a perception plus survival test.
there you go. So
Okay.
okay, thank you very much. So you guys are going to, whoever wants to do it, there's 2 of you that can do it. The first one is going to be a 1 to achieve it. The second one will be a 2 to achieve it, and you'll get special things with the second one. So who would like to roll?
I have a question on how to roll. I mean,
Okay.
I know how to do it because you click it, but it said it was perception and survival.
Yeah,
So when you go ahead.
So you can just roll like /R. Is it R / or /R? I always get it wrong.
/R.
It's /R, yep.
So you can do /R 2d20, and you're going to add your survival skill and your perception skill together. So here's how rolling works in the Fallout TTRPG. You have your 2 attributes. You have your special, which is all of your your strength, perception, endurance, and then you have your skills. Your target number, or your TN, is those 2 things added together. So if I'm looking at Maxwell's character sheet, his survival is 2, and his perception is 10. So his target number would be 12. So you roll 2d20 and see how many are under, or 12 or under. And that is a success.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
100% it does.
Okay.
Who has the highest target number?
/R, he said.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't roll because just to have great.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So it's /R 2d20. You said, yeah.
Yeah, I will say you guys still have AP, or you guys have plenty of AP now at this point. So if you wanted to roll more dice, you can use the AP to roll 3d20 instead of 2d20. If you want to roll 4d20, it would be 1 for the first one and 2 for the second one. So it would be a 3 AP to roll 2 extra dice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
Also rules for luck, which I need to refresh my memory on.
Mhm.
So
There is I think I put a thing for luck in there. Yeah, lucky options.
yes. You can use it to add a detail to the scene.
Mhm. You can
Reroll
use your-
a d20 or a thing. Okay, yeah, I might be using that one too. Not
Yeah,
really
so
sure.
Ian, you have luck points on your page, or everyone, you have luck. I don't mean to. This is a new system for most of us. You have luck points on your page. You can use those to do certain things. I will pop this out for you guys. This is the summary of things that you can do with those luck points. They will refresh when you reach the next milestone. So when you level up, or if you do, something intense like clear a building or something, I decide when you get your luck back. Okay. So you can use them to add a detail to the scene, which is like helping with the world building. Stack the decks. You can use your luck to contribute to a skill. You can use your luck attribute for a skill instead of one of your other specials, your strength, perception, endurance, those ones. You can interrupt a normal turn order to take your turn in combat, or you could reroll a d20 or damage. Does that make sense? Okay. So, are you choosing to scavenge?
Yes.
Eon. Okay. So you would you like to you rolled 2d20. What is your target number?
I rolled over my target. And my sheet went away because of embarrassment.
It's perception plus survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which,
you're
7.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you
rolled over. Yeah.
But no, you rolled a 5.
Two
So you don't-
different dice.
Yeah, you
not
don't
total.
add
Yeah,
them
they'll be
together,
separate. Yep.
Okay, because I heard add them together. So so I rolled a 5. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm in here.
Yeah. Also, here's the fun thing. Because if you look at your skills, you are tagged in it, right? You have that little check mark next to your survival. Each success, your first success counts as 2.
Wow.
So
Okay, cool,
you
cool.
not only succeeded in this, you get to bank another action point. So, Danny, bank another action point.
I got it. We have 4, team.
Hell yeah.
Go.
You can only have 6, so feel free to use them as you like. So that is going to be the first roll. Who else is going to roll this survival plus perception roll?
Me, I'm doing that.
Run it.
Okay. Do you want to use, because this one is going to be 2, your target number is 2. Your target, it's not number.
Successes.
2 successes.
Yeah, you need 2 successes for this. Do you want to use action points to get more d20s? If the group is okay with that? This is a collaborative thing.
If you use 1, you get 3 d20s, and that's ups the chance of having 2 of them.
Odds.
Let's do it.
That's pretty true. I'm at rank 3 for my survival.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I already know that's wrong. Okay. So I'm adding my perception and my survival together, and that's my target number.
Correct.
Okay, so my target number is a 7.
Okay.
And I'm going to be rolling 2 dice.
3.
That's 3. Okay.
Yeah. Normally you roll 2, and that's
using an
what
action
everyone
point.
does every time. But we are using an action point to roll an extra d20.
Okay.
So you're gonna backslash 3d20.
Roll 3d20. We're trying for a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
got a 7.
You got 1 success. And you are tagged in it, so that is 2 successes.
Woo!
So
Boy,
you've done
oh
it.
boy.
Hell yeah.
And I did need that 3rd dice. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys are looking through, this is a very large storage room, as this is sort of the main area for chems and random random like chems and stuff like that. So, I am going to roll on this. You are going to find 2 stim packs in this room. You are going to find 1 day tripper which if you look in the book, it'll tell you what all of them do, but I can give it to you later. You will find 1 healing salve, S-A-L-V-E, salve. You will also find 2 Nuka Go, which function the same as a Nuka Quan. Nope. A Nuka Cherry. I have this written down as well. So just write down the loot. And in here you will find 44 ammo. You will find 5 bullets. And for the you'll find 11 caps as well. And for the wonderful rolls, you will find a noodle cup, carrots, and something special to our game that is not in the book, but I will tell you what it does. It is Tato soup with curds.
Hell yeah.
This is poutine. You found poutine in a can.
Yeah.
Incredible.
All right.
Real quick, so that's 2 stim packs, 1 day tripper, 1 healing salve, 2 Nuka Goes, 44 ammo, 5 bullets, 11 caps, a noodle cut, carrots, Tato soup with curds, which is poutine in the can. That's what you said?
Mm-hmm. The 44 ammo is, there's 4 ammo for the 44 gun.
4
I know
of
that
the
was
44.
A
Yeah.
44 Magnum ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay,
it's just,
no.
is how much is it? Like how many rounds?
5 bullets.
Or
5 bullets of 44 ammo.
Mm.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I heard them as separate things.
Okay.
Now.
Sorry.
Yeah, we fix it.
As you are going through this room, you also find some like lab jackets. They're not going to add anything, but if you'd like to take them, you totally can. For your great success in Danae, not a great success, but because you succeeded on the 20 roll, you find 2 baseball grenades.
Oh.
Just saw RJ go, yes.
His head pops up like a prairie dog.
Okay. You have found your things in this room. It is getting quite dark out, so if you'd like to, I mean, what do you guys want to do while you're here? Do you want to go up more? Do you want to rest on the 2nd floor? Are you spending the night here? What's the plan?
I think the
Like,
plan was
supply
to,
room.
yeah, spend the night, right? So
Yeah.
I think Finn would
In the
probably just
supply
started
room?
like, exactly, in the supply room. If there's space for it, or whatever room there would be, Finn's first instinct probably been to find like 3 hospital beds. Like, I need a big one, and like put 3 together, like 2 next to each other, and then a 3rd one horizontal, so it's like it's tall enough, and then flatten those or do whatever to make it, you know, sustainable. But yeah, whatever space there's for everyone.
Yeah.
I think it would be best if like we were like probably near the nurses station, like where triage is on the 2nd floor, because then the nurses station is surrounded by beds, so then we should be good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I will note that there are like gurneys broken. Most of them are broken. You can take the padding off. They're not all like super cushy anymore, but there were mini gurneys that kind of lined each of these walls, as during this time there was a lot of even before the Great War, there was a lot of people who needed a lot of beds, and there was not a lot of beds, not a lot of nurses. So yeah, you guys make your bed. Maxwell comes up after 20 minutes. Zach, did you?
RJ was saying something first.
Oh yeah, just sneaking up the stairs, kind of peeking around corners, sees a small light on the 2nd floor, nods his head, and will clear his throat to alert everyone that he is there so weapons are not drawn on him.
Just Goldie just spins around. 2 of the 3 arms are balancing whatever art he was able to pull off of the walls. As you, like, it's whispered, but the same chipper thing of, "Hey there, buddy, how's it going?"
Just the volume's been lowered.
Yep. gonna go over to said nurse's station and put all of the art down on there and find, if at all possible, find any source of power just to plug into. Doesn't need to sleep, so just gonna just sort of sit in the middle of the nurse's station on permanent watch.
Mm-hmm. What about everyone else?
That's where Devrin is. Like, he's under, like, he's made a little hidey hole under the desk in the nurse's station. Like, there's a barrier there, so he's like, all right, I'm fine.
I think
You just hear this little thruster above you as Goldie just hovers over the area.
It's a little
That's
warm.
nice.
It's nice.
Like white noise.
I think that Eve, like, one of the first things that she does when she meets a new person is, like, clock what kind of ammunition their gun takes. And the moment she finds any ammunition that goes to that gun, that's who gets that ammo. So, the 44 ammo, who's got a 44? Cameron, you get
The last
5.
one that should get it, but okay.
You get 5 bullets.
Lovely.
That just enhances how dangerous Cam is. They walk around with a 44. Like, it's like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
It's a fancy gun. So yeah. Cam's gonna get that fancy gun and ammo. And then next priority for Eve would be getting dinner together. So however we handle that, she will be making food to feed the masses.
Okay.
If you're looking to cook anything, as you're looking around, one arm just extends down from Goldie, and a small like pilot light ignites on the end of the flamethrower for an arm.
Oh, useful.
Thank you. I'm here to help.
Devrin's hand from the nurse's station goes up and like lights a cigar on the pilot light, and then just comes back down from the nurse's station.
Just smoke.
I love
Yeah.
that. Gosh, I haven't looked to see what these foods do. Let's look at what we have on the menu,
Okay.
and then see if there's anything useful that we can do here. Noodle Cup is not irradiated, and it heals HP. Maybe we hold on to that for when we do actually need to heal, and then like.
I was gonna say I have an iguana on a stick.
Are we gonna play with like survival rules and hunger and everything, or?
I don't think you guys are gonna travel as that long. I mean, like, if you go with food without a day, it's not gonna be that bad. I will say, like, for tonight, if you guys want to have food that is not on your inventory for like thematic eating, I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right, everybody, who's ready for some hot dish? It is a dish that is hot, and it's whatever she found today.
You watch Max just pull out a plastic container, rips off the top, fiddles around with it for a second, and then just pours water into the bag. He folds the top over, slaps it on top of the nurse's station, and just leans against it and waits for 3 minutes.
Oh no, you did it! You know you did it. Just pull out MR. I'm freaking out. Pull MRE on
You're
the
eating
counter.
the granola. You put some water in the
Chili Mac?
granola.
It better be Chili Mac, 'cause that's the only good one.
No, it can't be Chili Mac because everyone wants Chili Mac in the AOD. So it's probably like
and he's
some,
the lowest tier.
It's like some shitty like.
It's brisket beef with barbecue sauce. And
I have this feeling that if it is the brisket beef, Max actually just gets like the jalapeno cheese and really stale cracker and just eats that instead.
I love how much
Takes
Ian
me
is
back.
enjoying this.
Takes me back, baby.
Hey man, I'll trade you for some Reese's. I'll trade you for some Reese's.
I'm keeping my Reese's, but I do have a little pack of Tabasco if you want that for your cheese.
Yo, I will trade you the cheese and my fruit drink powder.
Ooh.
What color is it?
It's red.
Hell yeah, give it over.
Just food exchange.
What is okay? So Goldie is keeping watch for the evening.
I do not eat or drink or sleep.
That's true. Cameron, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find the most comfortable bed padding I can. If I can find 2, that's perfect. If I can only find 1, I'm gonna lay it out in a way that Kuan can take up half, and I'll use the other side as a pillow.
Aww.
And so finding a room that seems the least likely to be invaded, so that if all these people out having a little campfire get found in the middle of a nursing station and taken out, my room won't be found. And set up a little bed shack there.
All right, that sounds great. Kuan will keep you warm on this cooler evening as it is at the beginning of fall. Finn, what are you doing? You've got a bunch of padding. Are you keeping to yourself, or are you with the group?
Would stay close to the group, but I think his goal would be to sit as close to whatever entrance is the most dangerous one. Just because if there's going to be someone to body block, it would be the big guy. So obviously sitting in the doorway, but as close to it, if there is just someone is entering, that's where he's ready to be.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Sorry, I was gonna say, could Maxwell approach Finn? Looks at Finn, looks at the doorway, looks back at Finn, nods his head, and gives a thumbs up. I'd like to string a baseball grenade on the stairwell like a trip mine.
Okay. All right, we can have you do that.
To jump out of the window.
Wait, hold on. If you're gonna put that there, I'm gonna move. Oh.
All right, so you are going to set up an explosive. Why don't you go ahead and let's have you roll explosives plus your endurance to see how well you do this. Or I'm sorry, agility. That would make more sense.
Okay.
Dexterity is usually on the left side. That's what I was looking for.
Wait, how do I...
You will need 1 success to do this properly. If you get 0 successes, you do it. Might work. But if you get more, you can bank the AP.
6. Here we go. 5.
Okay, you get 1 success, and you are not tagged. So yeah, you are. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong sheet.
Explosives
you are
is a
tagged.
tag.
Yeah. So you get an extra. Bank that AP. You are able
Hello,
to.
I'm here to farm AP for the group.
Mm-hmm. There is, Danny, there is a little cap on the screen, if you can see it. You can change the number at the top. You just have to change it and hit enter.
Okay.
That is what we're... I mean, you can keep it on your character sheet as well.
Yeah. Oh, good deal.
So real quick, I'm not putting it at the top of the stairway. I want to put it near either the mid or the bottom of the,
at the
flight of
turnaround.
stairs. At the turnaround.
Yeah.
To give us the alert that, oh, there's someone coming.
Mm-hmm. All right. You do this without issue. You've set up your trap. I will say, Goldie, as everyone is settling into bed and Max has set up his trap, is settling down, you start to look for a charging station for yourself, and you kind of open the door to the back room, to the nurse's station in general, and you see as you open the door a Miss Nanny station there. There is a Miss Nanny in it, and as you open the door, it opens, and this Miss Nanny comes out, and as she sees you, she says, "Oh mon Dieu, are you sick? Are you hurt? Oh no, there are so many that are harmed here. I must get to work." And you see her pull out her buzzsaw and her other arm to pinch, and that is where we're gonna end it for tonight.
A buzzsaw.
She's
I
here
got
to
one
help.
Did you just curious?
I did. I did a little bit.
The first battle for next session is just Goldie flirting with Miss Nanny.
I hope so.
It might be.
Hey,
In
hard
the
to
eyes
say.
Goldie's
of
program for social interaction. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
every social interaction is a battle.
Look,
Fair.
speech is my tag.
We're setting a dangerous precedent if we're the first thing we fight we're flirting with.
Hey.
Oh, you think that's not Cam's entire MO?
Did you see his intro? I was blushing. I don't know what to do. All right, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you to all my players for playing with us. Let's go around and have everybody say who they are and where you can find them, starting, of course, with Zach.
Hi, folks. I'm Zachary Vaudo, also known as Sneakernet or Sneakernet Music on the internet. I am wherever music is heard and wherever tabletop games are played. I make music for general entertainment, but also for streams, a lot of TTRPG streams, as well as AEW games. Follow me on a variety of social media platforms just to find out what games I'm in and where I am in them.
I am Danny. I go by CG Danny B all over the internet. I love to cover indie games. This week we're going to be covering some more Steam Next Fest over on Playlog Podcast, which is going to be a great time. And then we have some embargoed stuff coming up that we can't talk about yet because exactly what an embargo means. But we'll be covering that in the coming weeks. And I got a bunch of guest appearances I'll be telling you guys about. So you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, whole 9 yards at CG Danny B.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? I'm Ian, or your boy Big on all social media. And I do mean it. You pick a social media, put in YABIBIG. You should find me. And if you don't, let me know so I can go grab that. If you want to know what I'm doing next, follow me on social. But of course, coming up on Wednesday, I'll be on Folk and Myth for their long form campaign of Ystera. And then on Thursday, we're going to be vibing over there with the homie Cujo and Crit Hit Chronicles, me and LB, as we get back to Tales of the Valiant. And yeah, and if for some reason you don't like my face but don't mind hearing my voice, go to Spotify to where you can go to the Heart is the Dungeon audio drama channel, and I'm around there hanging out, saying words and stuff.
I'm Sean. You can find me all across the internet at Help Action Needed, primarily here on Twitch or Instagram or Blue Sky. And if you want a D&D adjacent podcast, you can find my podcast. It's also Help Action Needed literally wherever you get them. If you're not there, let me know and I'll put it on there. Or if you want some sad stories, come to my Twitch channel. This week, we're going to be doing a lot of them. On Wednesday, we've got a game about breakups with Mika. On Thursday, we've got a game of Under the Autumn Strangely about two friends who have lost their third friend and the quest to find acceptance for their soul. And on Saturday, we have a game with Ghostlight G Grace called Something the Westbound. You're people that get on trains, meet each other, have a soul conversation, and then never see each other again. So if you want sad stories, come check me out. That's my MO.
Speaking of sad stories, hi everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D, and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventure stream. So go and check it out, DanaeKeener.com.
Well, hi everybody, my name is RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on most socials. I do a lot of TTRPG actual play stuff around the web, so if you enjoyed my performance here, come check it out, because I normally retweet whenever I go live.
And I'm LB Hackemup. I have been your overseer for this evening. You can find me at Hack Recklessly on Twitch. You found me, hello. And on YouTube. If you're watching the VOD, please say hi and leave a comment. We love to hear it. If you are looking for my other stuff, you can find me at LB Hackemup on Instagram and on Blue Sky, where I play a lot of games. I stream a lot. So Indoor Adventures on Monday, Wednesday on Neuroimmersion, Thursday on Crit Hit Chronicles, Friday back here for Hack Recklessly. We're finally going to finish Lost Tapes. I'm so excited. Hopefully I get to romance Cat. I want to so bad. I know. And then we'll be back here on Sunday for the next adventure in the Fallout 313. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching us. And I guess I'm LB Hackemup. Hack Recklessly. Bye!